and 107.5 FM.
94.5 FM KG Prime is Salina's favorite classic pop hit station. Playing all the songs you love from the 80s and 90s, Prime is the at-work station you listen to all day long. Playing the greatest hits on earth. 94.5 Prime FM.
99 FM KSKG is the #1 station in Salina and Manhattan. Home to Bobby Bones in the morning and afternoons with Shane McClintock. 99 KG delivers the best of today's hot country with concerts, contests, and 40-minute music sweeps every hour. 99 KG is Central Kansas's home for new country.
97.5 FM KJCK is Central Kansas's station for all the hits. The most hit music every hour to get you through your day. Power Hits 97.5 is a highly rated top 40 station playing today's best music, serving Salina with the perfect blend of current hits. All the hits, all the time. Power Hits 97.5.
SalinaPost.com is Salina's #1 news source. Our local news team has their fingers on the pulse of the city, breaking important stories impacting our community. Salina Post is also your home for live streaming local sports. Your 24/7 local news leader, SalinaPost.com.
Eagle Radio Salina is more than just your favorite radio stations. We are your creative partner for the web. We can craft digital marketing plans unique to your needs. Our creative team creates amazing digital ads for the web. We also offer outstanding video production for your website, YouTube, Facebook, Hulu, and more. Let our Eagle team help you soar.
For everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
Hey, Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
The following is a special presentation of Eagle Radio and KINA Sports. Trojan Football is on the air.
Go! Gebhardt at the second level again, taking Minneapolis defensive backs for rides. Now he breaks out to the right, 50, 40. Gebhardt on his horse, inside the 20, inside the 10, running away for his 4th touchdown of the night. Here's the blitz. Jacobson hangs into the last minute, puts it up, and it's caught. Tucker Thaxton, 4th, and who cares? Southeast of Saline scores.
This is Countdown to Kickoff for Southeast of Saline Trojan Football on KINA Sports. Coming up, you'll get a preview of area games, analysis on tonight's matchups, and hear from the coach. Now, let's head to the stadium. Countdown to Kickoff starts now on KINA and worldwide on Salina Post.
First day of November is here, and what a day it is for playoff football to start in the state of Kansas. Tonight, Southeast of Saline hosts the Larned Indians. Hello and good evening. Welcome into the campus of Southeast of Saline High School, where tonight, Southeast of Saline will play host for first-round Class 2A state playoff football with the Larned Indians. My name is Devin Haney. I'll have play-by-play of tonight's contest. With me in the booth will be Russ Kossel, and producing live stream video free of charge on Salina Post, presented by Everhart Precision Ag. Southeast of Saline rounded out their regular season in fine fashion 1 week ago on the road at Ellsworth. The Trojans were able to defeat the Ellsworth Bearcats 44-8. For Ellsworth, it was their 3rd consecutive loss. For Southeast of Saline, much shinier things and things that will mean something going forward. Let's start with a league title. For the NCAA league title, Southeast of Saline now has won that outright for 7 consecutive seasons. They've also won their 5th consecutive district title, and probably more importantly here in 2024, they clinched the #1 seed in the West bracket of Class 2A. What does that mean for Southeast of Saline? Well, for the Trojans, and the first year ever in Class 2A football, they will have home field advantage all the way through until the very end. If Southeast of Saline is fortunate to play the day after Thanksgiving, that game will take place on the campus of Hutch Community College in Hutchinson. Now the work begins. For Southeast of Saline, it's playoff time and a win-or-go-home scenario. They will enter a bracket with 16 teams in the West, while a 16-team bracket takes place in the East. Those two winners, of course, will meet in Hutchinson for the state title game. Southeast of Saline eyes their opponent across the field in the Larned Indians tonight. It's been a rough season for Larned, but the Indians come in with a strong running game and a chance that they could make the upset of the season in Class 2A here tonight. A lot to unpack with the Larned Indians and with Southeast of Saline. Of course, to do that, coming up in segment 3, we'll have our pregame sit-down with head coach Mitch Gebhart. But coming up next, Tyler Henry had a chance to sit down and talk Larned Indian football with Larned head coach Brady Keith. That's all coming up on Countdown to Kickoff, brought to you by L&L Advisors. Open enrollment time continues, and so do the phone calls and the knocks at your door by people you don't even know. Get the facts and the expert advice from people who care and that you know from L&L Advisors. 2 locations in Salina and 1 in downtown McPherson. They are here to help you through this time of changes and also preparing for the future. L&L Advisors, a proud supporter of the area student-athletes and those right here at Southeast of Saline. Countdown to Kickoff continues on when we come back worldwide on Salina Post and locally right here on KINA.
Good evening, everybody. Tonight, the Larned Indians played a Week 9 Bracketed Play game. For those of you who don't speak Haitianese, that really means playoff football. And playoff football means if you lose tonight, your season is over. The 2-6 Indians come in tonight as the 16th seed.
Salina since 1976. That tradition continues today. While Valerie and Wendell may be setting their sights on future vacations, Mallory is ready to serve you with a new name, products, and services. Stardust Awards and more. Personalized items and products for your office, business promotion, wedding, and of course, medals and trophies, plus so much more. Stardust Awards and more in downtown Salina since 1976, serving you at StardustTrophy.com.
Fall is the absolute best time for the experts at commercial tire centers to look over your vehicle. Summer was tough on your tires, and winter's coming on strong. You don't want to be left stranded with tires that aren't performing. Car, truck, SUV, trailers, farm, and big rigs. Commercial Tire will help you keep safe and productive. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
Time now for tonight's scouting report for Southeast of Saline football.
Welcome back in here on the L&L Advisors Countdown to Kickoff Show. It's time now for us to go behind enemy lines, presented by Salina Septic Service. And we're joined now by Brady Keith, head coach of the Larned Indians. Coach, first and foremost, thank you so much for taking some time and stopping by the pregame show today.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
So, taking a look at your team, you guys come in here to the postseason at 2-6, but you guys have been in some real battles. You guys played a tough schedule. You know, when you look back at the regular season as kind of a package deal, what are your overall thoughts on what you've seen from the guys?
Well, I mean, we started off real hot, you know, and then we kind of went through a lull. But we've had a lot of guys that have risen up, guys that, you know, we didn't know how much we'd get out of them over the course of the season, you know, guys that we kind of expected to play more of a role on the JV side of things, and they've really stepped up to the plate and had a great season, done a lot of good things for us. And, you know, also, you know, our older guys have kind of started getting things turned around. You know, practice has had more intensity over the last couple of weeks, and, you know, we're hoping just to put all the pieces together and have and make a good stand against Southeast Saline.
Well, and maybe the depth is part of this answer, but, you know, I was also curious, where do you feel like you've seen the most growth in these guys from week 1 to week 8?
Definitely defensively, you know, we've gotten better. You know, we're as far as tackling goes, you know, at the beginning of the year, we really struggled with that. Just some fundamental stuff that we worked really hard to overcome. And so we're tackling a lot better. You know, we've gotten better on special teams. And so those are just a few places where I think we've gotten a lot better.
Kind of on the flip side of that coin, what are the biggest improvements you feel like you still need to see here as you go into week 9 to pull off a shock upset here and potentially make a run?
Well, I mean, we got to be a lot more disciplined. We struggled with penalties throughout the year. You know, we've been in a lot of positions where, you know, we're in the red zone and we're cooking offensively, and then all of a sudden, you know, we get some untimely penalties that have really halted our progress. And so we got to make sure that we're very disciplined in those situations. And then also, you know, we got to be very, very physical against these guys, because Southeast Saline, you know, year in and year out, they're extremely well coached. They're very physical, and, you know, they don't have a lot of size this year, but, you know, you watch them on film, and those kids sure as heck don't know that they're small. You know, I mean, they're playing a lot bigger than they are, and like I just said, they're a very well coached football team, and they play extremely hard. So we have to be able to match that.
What feels to you like the biggest strength of Larned football this year, the thing that you guys can, you know, kind of hang your hat on week in and week out?
Well, for us, definitely, the last few weeks, you know, we've, like I said, we've gotten better defensively. And so we want to see that continue to improve. And also, you know, like I said, those our O-line's gotten a lot better, and our D-line's gotten a lot better. And so those things have been huge, vast improvements for us.
You look at your schedule, like I said, you guys have played some really tough opponents. Obviously, games like Pratt prepare you, but, you know, also Pratt, Lakin, I know Hoisington and Cimarron a little bit down, but they've had good years in the past. You know, do you feel like your schedule and the opponents that you've played have kind of prepared you for this moment?
Absolutely. You know, I mean, last year, you know, we were 6-3 and had a lot of success and felt like we got a lot of things turned around, but our strength of schedule, you know, didn't prepare us a whole lot for the postseason, you know, and so we weren't successful in the first round of the playoffs. But this year, you know, we've seen a lot of good teams, and we've seen what it takes to be a good football team. You know, we've seen other teams do that against us. And so for us now, it's just for our kids to understand that we can be one of those teams. You know, we have talent on this football team, and we have all the pieces that we need to be successful. And so it's just time to put it all together. And this is the biggest moment that we've had, and we need to play well.
Well, and let's talk about this game coming up here on Friday night. You know, first and foremost, when you have a chance to scout Southeast of Saline on film, what are the things that immediately stand out to you as a coach, just about the way that they play?
I mean, they love the edges. You know, they're really good about not only running the ball on the edge, but also, you know, making quick, short little passes out there and finding all the holes in your coverage. You know, Chance Patochik, you know, is their defensive coordinator. I know him pretty well. And so he does a good job of their defense, you know, taking away what you want to do offensively. And, you know, the rest of the coaching staff, you know, does a really good job of exposing your defense, you know, wherever the weak points are in your defense. You know, they do a really good job of – they're not always trying to hit the big play, but they do a really good job of doing the routine play. You know, they do it exceptionally. And so they're just a really good football team, and they're coached up really, really well.
Well, and against a team like that, and I wanted to ask you specifically on offense, you know, what are some of the keys, obviously without giving the game plan away, but you know what I mean, what are some of the things that your defense will have to do well to kind of limit some of those big splash plays?
Well, I mean, we got to make sure that, you know, we're staying home, and we got to make sure that we're containing the quarterback. You know, they really like to get outside with their quarterback. You know, he's a very, very talented quarterback, and so when he's rolling out like that, you know, you never know. A lot of times he'll turn the field on you and run the other way, and if you're not staying home, you know, he'll hurt you. And on top of that, you know, we got to make sure that we do a good job of covering the flats, because they do a really, really nice job of throwing the ball to the flat and taking advantage of that area of the field. And so we have to contain them. We got to take away the flats, and we got to make sure that we stay home and do our jobs.
On the other side of the ball, overall, what would you say are kind of the biggest keys for your offense to have success and kind of get things rolling here early and often?
Well, we definitely need to, like I said earlier in the interview, we definitely need to limit the penalties, and we got to establish a run game pretty early. Ideally we'll get a lot of guys in the box, and then we'll be able to start throwing the ball a little bit, and just kind of play that game of, when they're out of the box, we'll run the ball, and when they're in the box, we'll throw the ball a little bit. So whatever they're giving us, we have to make sure that we take it.
Obviously, the most exciting part of the season for any team, it's elimination football. It's going to be nice and cool outside, I think, here on Friday night as we get, close to November. What is kind of the energy like in that locker room right now, and how excited are the guys for an opportunity to go out and play some elimination football?
Well, I mean, when you're playing a team like this, it's obviously very exciting because, we really buy into the whole underdog thing, here in Larned. We're kind of out here in the middle of nowhere, and we're not able to, pull kids from a bigger metropolitan area, like some other schools are able to. And so all of our guys are homegrown and have lived here mostly their entire lives. And so just basically it's that whole underdog thing, being able to go in and play a really, really talented team, really well-coached team, and doing it with guys that, you've grown up with your entire life. And just the whole fact that the state doesn't think that we can do this, that kind of thing motivates us.
Well, last thing for you here, Coach. I know we talked a little offense, we talked a little defense, but overall, when you look at this matchup, what would you say are the biggest keys to the game? What does Larned have to do to pull the upset and move on to that next round next week?
We just have to execute our stuff with a high degree of efficacy. Just got to make sure that when we go there, our game plan, we have to know our game plan and execute it, and play with tons of effort, tons of physicality. And if we get all those things done, we'll be successful.
Coach Keith, thanks so much for your time, sir. Best of luck to your Indians here tonight.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
Once again, that was Brady Keith, head coach of the Larned Indians. We'll step away, but the L&L Advisors countdown to kickoff rolls on next. You're tuned in to Southeast of Saline football right here on KIN.
You're listening to Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
Back here on Countdown to Kickoff, getting ready for Southeast of Saline Trojan playoff football. It's the first day of November. That means it is playoff time. And actually the same weekend, too, that it starts to get dark a little earlier. Next Friday will be real early after we set the clocks back. Don't forget to do that. But Mitch Gebhardt joins us now. And, Coach, don't forget set your clock back this weekend. You get that extra hour, right?
Yeah, there you go. That's good. I don't like it because it gets dark for practice.
Yeah, and you can't really do
much.
We
have lights.
Yeah.
We have lights. So
there you go. Well, let's look back. Got a big game here tonight, of course, but last Friday night you go on the road to Ellsworth. A lot on the line in this one. We talked before the game about this and league title, district title, home field advantage on the line. I think that's probably in the sequence of importance in your eyes coming into this game. How'd the last Friday night against Ellsworth on the road go for you?
Yeah, it was big. I felt like our kids really took that. We talked about it, and we don't always talk about those type of things. But when you're playing for a league title, district title, and you get to have home field advantage in the playoffs, that's a big game for anybody. And I felt like our kids handled it very well. They've got a good ball club. They run the ball really, really well, and I've had a stingy defense all season. But I felt like our kids stepped up and did an outstanding job.
This, and you can disagree with me, you're always welcome to, of course, but I thought this might have been the most complete game that your offense has played. Boy, they were awfully sharp on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought the first drive we sputtered a little bit, but after we got rolling, I thought we were clicking very, very well. And, we rested some guys on defense. They could stay fresh on offense. And, I think that makes a difference also. They may not always get to do that, but I felt like our offense was sharp. I thought our O-line, which has just continued to get better all year and have done a good job all year, but I thought they were very good the other night, and they did a good job. Yes.
Gannon Jacobson at the quarterback spot, 15 of 23, 274 yards. He led an offense that racked up over 550 yards in this one. Grady Gebhardt, 20 carries, 136. I want to focus on a guy that we talk about him all the time during the broadcast. You and I don't think have talked about him quite enough. I don't know if we can talk about him enough, and that is Tucker Thaxton. That's a guy that's been playing varsity football since he was a freshman. I remember when he was just a little baby Tucker Thaxton out there running around. And, man, what he has evolved into, he is such a weapon for you guys.
He really is. He had 848 yards receiving last year, and everybody knows that. And, they do things differently. Their defenses do things differently to try to at least slow Tucker down. You're not going to take him away, but at least slow him down a little bit. And Tucker just continues to work hard and runs routes well. He's hard to guard, and he just does a great job. I mean, he's been a good leader for us for the last 2 years. And you're right, Baby Tucker was pretty good too, but he's continued to get better.
I just remember when he was
Tucker.
I just remember when he was a freshman. He's just a little guy then, but it's like, boy, he's fast. The skills have come along with that. He's done a nice job, and man, he is just such a weapon and such a joy to watch. Your offensive line has evolved into a weapon as well. You're able to rotate guys through, and I really have to be on my toes and pay attention to see who's out there, where they're at, and what they're doing. Your offensive line this time of year, that can be a real asset too as well.
It really is, and those guys complement each other really well. They communicate well, and they work together well, and all those things an offensive line has to be. And it doesn't make any difference which guys are out there or where they're at, but they do an outstanding job. And it's such a great deal to be able to rotate, 7, 8, 9 guys on that offensive line. A couple of them play quite a bit of defense too. 3 of them do, and then the other guys get to rotate in and then get some guys to rest on defense also. So, those guys playing well together is a big deal. And then when you get to play that many, they get a little extra rest once in a while.
How much were you able as a coaching staff to kind of reach in your toolbox, so to speak, and put some things on film for other teams to think about? I think about the seam route that Douglas ran, that he was kind of down the middle of the field wide open, and Jacobson did a nice job hitting him for a nice long play. You had some big chunk plays in that quarter that you scored 30 points. One of them, it looked like a fake kick quick situation, or at least a read play for Gannon that you were able to pick up a first down.
Yeah, we do a lot of different things, and we've been fortunate for quite a few years to have several weapons that we can get the ball to. And we did stretch the field very well last Friday. We had a touchdown of 82 yards, another one of 64 yards, and a couple more over 35 or so. Those are big explosive plays. We've got guys that have good speed and are confident with what they're doing. So when you have those things, we feel good about what we're doing.
You average 8.3 yards per play against Ellsworth. When you look at it like that, it's a little mind-blowing, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't even know that. I knew we were getting big chunks, but I didn't realize that it was that high. But that's a good job by our offense. And again, I attribute that a lot to blocking, and not just. I talk about the linemen quite a bit, which I should. They do a great job blocking, but we got guys blocking downfield. You don't have long runs and things like that if the guys aren't listening to Coach Patachek and making sure they're blocking downfield also.
Let's stay on the theme of linemen when we switch over to the defensive side of the ball. They had their work cut out for them against one of the class's best running backs in Landon Johnson in this game. And they also, Ellsworth, did a lot of nice looks as far as different quarterbacks and read plays as well. But, boy, your D-line just played really, really well.
They really did. They're doing a good job of what Coach Douglas spends a lot of time coaching them, and they do a good job playing as a unit up there. And our backers flow, do a good job of flowing to help clean up what they don't get. And I've been awful proud, and we're rotating a few more guys than we have early on. So that's exciting for them. We've moved Deacon back when we had some injuries. Played some linebackers, so he played some linebackers, especially in the second half last week, and so that presents other guys opportunities to play, and those guys have had the opportunities to play have done a really good job of making good time of their minutes that they've got.
Get to this time of year, you have accomplishments like another district title, like another league title. You get the #1 seed for the first time ever in this type of situation with the new format. You're at home now, which I know was extremely important to you guys this year, but not a lot of time to enjoy that stuff as you go on through now. Playoffs quickly approaching, and they will start here, of course, tonight. How'd your week go for you?
We've had a good week. We had a little crazy week with that wind on Tuesday blowing at us and the dust bowl up on our practice field, and then we practiced inside for the Wednesday practice, but we got to be outside on Thursday, and then that was good for us. And our kids handled that very well. I'm awful proud of them for that. They understand that we have to get the reps that we have to get, and we got to make sure those reps are good. So our kids did a good job with it. We had a good week of practice.
With this format, and for people that are tuning in that may not be aware, this year for the first time, you are capable of earning home field advantage throughout the playoffs in Class 2A. That's what Southeast of Saline has done in the West. There are 16 teams in the East, 16 teams in the West. The winner of those two brackets will meet in Hutchinson on the Friday after Thanksgiving for the state championship. Knowing how this is set out and knowing that you have home field advantage through, which I think was one of your main goals to get to this time of year, no, you don't have to travel out for your home field. Is it kind of strange, and is it kind of a little bit of a luxury for you to know kind of the steps of who you may play? You only have 2 teams that you can play next week if you win here tonight.
It is. I mean, I really do. I like this playoff setup. We'll see after we get done if I still do, but I like the way it was set up. And I voted for this several different times with the Coaches Association. I just feel like that if you get to go 8-0 for the year, you should be rewarded for it. I mean, there should be no East-West component where I get my first 2 games at home, but then I've got to travel for the sub-state game and go somewhere. That was always hard for me to make sense of, and so I feel like you get rewarded for it. If you don't go 8-0 or you don't go 7-1, then you're probably gonna have to travel at some point. So. I feel good about the system right now, and this is the first year for it, so I guess we'll see how it turns out.
The East travels West rule is always really frustrating, especially when there are situations that you look at a map and you can throw a nickel on the other side of the highway from where that school is that you have to go travel to. That was always kind of a unique thing for me. But now we can throw the maps away, right? We just use Google Maps and see who's coming to your house here this season. So tonight it's the Larned Indians. This is a team that comes in. It's some familiarity components here between Larned and southeast of Saline. What do you know about the Indians as they come into campus?
Coach Keith was here for a year and taught English here, so I know him pretty well. We spent time talking over stuff. Him and Coach Potacek spent time talking over stuff, just football wise, and he's a great guy. So we kind of know what we're getting. His kids are going to play hard. They're going to get after it. He's going to have a power run game, and he's going to play good defense. So we got to be ready for what they do. There are multiple different things on offense, so we've got to be ready for a lot of different stuff.
I know the objective this time of year, it doesn't matter how you play, you just got to survive and move on to the next week. What do you want to see most from your guys tonight?
We got to continue to take care of the football. I feel like a couple of weeks ago we didn't do as good a job with that, but we've gotten better, and we've talked about it quite a bit. But on offense, we got to take care of the football and get first downs. We got to get the Indians on their heels a little bit there and get some first downs and get after them there. And then defensively, we just got to play together and play fast and play physical. Those are 3 things that are awful important for us. And then special teams, I feel like, for the most part, last week we struggled a little bit on our kickoff team, which is the first time that I can remember anyway this year that we've done that, and we got to make sure and get that cleaned up and then just make sure our special teams continue to be good.
Mitch Gebhardt, head coach of the Southeast of Saline Trojans. His guys enter tonight the playoffs at home. They will take on the Larned Indians. Coach, best of luck. We'll talk to you at halftime.
All right, thank you, Devin.
Back with more pregame. Coin toss is right around the corner here.
This has been Countdown to Kickoff. The opening kick is right around the corner.
It's about to get ugly.
Back to the stadium we go for Trojan football on KINA Sports.
Welcome into Steve Fritz Field once again. We are underway as pregame a little long and the kickoff went a little early, so those 2 things didn't sync up. You haven't missed anything, though, if you're listening here on KINA. Larned took a penalty from southeast of Salina as the Trojans kicked it out of bounds to start this game, then a procedure penalty here on the Larned Indians, and we are sitting without a play right now. Welcome in, Russ Kossel and Devin Haney here. Glad you could join us for playoff football as the 8-0 southeast of Saline Trojans are taking on the Larned Indians. Larned comes in 2-6 on the season, power run game. They're going to try to run it to the left-hand side and 2 yards, maybe 2.5 yards. Brody Chambers in there making the tackle for southeast of Saline.
Again and 2, second and 13. Ball is on the 32-yard line.
Gain there by Dalen Rasmussen. We'll give him 2 yards on that. Starting lineups. We'll go over after this second down play. Second down and 13 here for Larned. Operating off the left hash, they're at their own 32-yard line. Trojans tonight wearing purple tops, white pants, Larned in all white. Quarterback keeper this time, straight ahead for Carson Shaver, and Shaver is going to get about 6 yards on that play. For the starting defense, brought to you by the Jeff Wells Agency of American Family Insurance, up front for southeast of Saline. Bryson Lippold along with Drew Weller, Deacon Bear, and Brody Chambers. On the corners, it's Tucker Thaxton and Malachi Hopkins. Your linebackers are Marion Hollab, Killian Vaughn, Grady Gebhardt, and Kenyon Douglas. He's the leading tackler on this Trojan defense. Your safety is Gannon Jacobson. Those are your defensive starters tonight for southeast of Saline, brought to you by the Jeff Wells Agency of American Family Insurance. Larned
Larned throwing out. They're going to throw it down the left-hand sideline. It's going to be caught. Carson Shaver has a receiver. It's Deacon Martin, and Martin's going to take this one all the way to the house. From the 38-yard line all the way down at 62 yards, Larned, who does not pass the ball well and has not a lot this season, just strikes on a big play.
Yeah, and I think you saw there, I wasn't sure who the cornerback was on that far side. Quarterback kind of tucked the ball like he was going to run and then pulled up short of where they snapped the ball from and just let it rip. And Gannon left his feet trying to make that play, and it just over the tip of his fingers and lands right in the receiver's hands, and he just outruns the defense. 3 plays and a touchdown quick for Larned.
Larned lining up here. They do not kick the ball. They are going to go for 2, try to extend this lead. Snap back to Shaver. He's going to give it to Jimmy Gardner. Gardner tries to sweep right, and there's nothing there. So, right out of the gates, Larned goes deep down the left-hand sideline with 10:36 left to go. Here in the first quarter, it is 6-0. Larned leading as we are just underway. That didn't take long, Russ. Larned out of the gates here quick.
Yeah, quick. Maybe catching Southeast a little off guard there with a pass play. It was 3rd and long, after that penalty on the first snap of the game. So, I mean, if you're Larned, you got momentum now early. You run 3 plays, you go 70 yards, 75 yards now right there to get a touchdown. And if you're Southeast now, you get the ball back on offense, or to start the game on offense, and I think the keys to the game were going to be stop the run, and they stopped the run, but they threw the ball, and they couldn't stop that.
New image audio keys to success, though, tonight. What do you think the Trojans have to do? We know that this is a run-heavy, so far this season, Larned offense. They didn't show it there, but what do you think Southeast needs to do tonight overall?
I think they need to continue tackling better. Obviously, it showed last week at Ellsworth, tackled extremely well, probably the best we've seen them all year. And on offense, you got to put points on the board. 3 games in a row now that Southeast has not scored in the first quarter.
Here's the kickoff by Larned. They're going to pop it up here. It goes to Evan Watkins. Watkins is going to pitch it back to Tucker Thaxton. Look out. He has some room. 30, 40, midfield, 50. Across midfield to the 45. Cuts it back against the green. Gets another block. Breaks a tackle. At the 40. At the 30. Tucker Thaxton running. A flag comes in. Thaxton's going to go all the way to the end zone, but there's a flag that lies at the 25-yard line. And this will still be great field position for Southeast of Saline if the flag is against them.
Yeah, and it looks like they're walking back, and Mitch Gebhardt, when that flag came out, was extremely unhappy. But how about that? Tucker Thaxton, he probably covered 140 yards right there, cutting that thing from the near side as you view it all the way across the middle of the field, about the 40, 45-yard line. And it looks like a bad block is going to bring this one back.
Reminder, live stream video tonight being provided by our friend Brian Dennett up atop the Southeast of Saline press box. You can view that on SalinaPost.com, and that's presented tonight by Everhart Precision Ag. So big return there by Tucker Thaxton. The penalty will move them back to the 35-yard line. So still, you don't get the touchdown, but you do get very, very good field position as Gannon Jacobson brings his offense out for Southeast of Saline. They'll line up with 2 receivers to the left, couple of running backs, one behind Jacobson. That's Grady Gebhardt. He'll take the ball. Starts out right, cuts it back left. Grady Gebhardt might take it the distance, and he will. This time, no flags as Grady Gebhardt goes into the end zone from 35 yards away. It's a 1-play drive, and Southeast of Saline has evened the score.
We'll take your 3-play drive and counter with a 1, scoring 2 touchdowns, one that didn't count, obviously, in the matter of 8 seconds. 10:19 on the clock when they got that one. 10-11 right now, and Grady Gebhardt just continues to be a menace when he gets to the second level. You've seen him break 2, 3, 4 tackles against Ellsworth last week, continuing that role tonight.
2-point conversion coming up here for Jacobson. A couple of ball fakes. Now he's going to slam on the bricks, reverse field, come back the other way. He's going to find Deacon Bear, who is an ineligible receiver. So these 2 teams now have both missed out on their 2-point conversions, and we have evened this game at 6-6. We didn't have a chance to give you the starters, so we will do that now for the Southeast of Saline offense. As I said, quarterback Gannon Jacobson, the rest of his crew here starting on offense tonight. Again, brought to you by the American Family Insurance Agency of Jeff Wells. The running backs are Tucker Thaxton, Grady Gebhardt. Thaxton will play all over the place. Also, Amarion Hollub for Southeast of Saline. Caden Berrigan, Evan Watkins, along with Kenyon Douglas, Malachi Hopkins. Up front, Ian Nicholson, Deacon Bear, Drew Weller's the center, to his right, Brody Chambers, and Kendall Miniman. We are out of the gates quickly here in this 2A playoff game. 6-6 is our score as both teams have scored here 25 seconds away from each other.
Yeah, and there's not even 2 minutes ran off the clock yet. So, if you're Southeast of Saline now coming back on defense, I think you'll see the adjustment. Obviously, maybe a little surprised that Larned, went ahead and threw the ball on third down, which they really don't do a lot. So now you have to be on your toes, be ready in any aspect of the game.
Ready to kick it away. It's Malachi Hopkins. He's going to angle this one over to the left again, and this one's going to be taken on the bounce by Cole Glazer. And he is going to be stopped just short of the 30-yard line. That's David Cole Glazer, the leading rusher on this Larned Indian team, and he will come out now with their offense. As I said, Carson Shaver is their quarterback. Cole Glazer and Mason Miller, the two running backs. They'll move people all the way around, though. This offensive line, Russ, for Larned, they are big. They average 264 pounds, including a 324-pound right guard.
And it's something Southeast has seen every game, and they probably will continue to see if they get to progress and keep going in the playoffs. They are undersized really in every game that they've played, but not outmatched.
First down and 10 for Larned, coming out for their second drive of the contest. They start at their own 28-yard line. Shaver has it. He wants to run the option. Left-hand side, he'll plant that foot, cut back up in, and he will get 2 yards. Carson Shaver on his first carry of this drive, his second carry of the night. And our chance to remind you, this first quarter brought to you by Watkins Tree Farm, located southeast of Salina, 3445 East Hobbs Creek Road, past Assyria. Follow the Christmas tree signs placed along Old Highway 81 and K4 Highway to Fraser Firs and Watkins Tree Farm. They're open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. That time of season coming quickly. Second down and 6 for Larned. Shaver has it. The fake to the running back was not there because the running back was not there. And Kenyon Douglas, the leading tackler on this Southeast of Saline defense, buries Shaver back at the 20-yard line.
And you're not going to be able to do that against this defense if you're Larned. Running the smoke and mirrors kind of almost fake off up to the middle, and he kind of turns his back and goes to run. And as soon as he turned around and faced up, there was Kenyon Douglas ready to just bring the heat. And now third and very long here for Larned.
Back to the 20-yard line. They have to get to the 38 for a chance to keep this drive alive. Shaver back to pass, bouncing around, wants to let it go long. He does. Down the left-hand side, and it's broken up. Gannon Jacobson doing his job. Back there in the secondary, calmly let that ball come in, just reached around and knocked it down.
Yeah, go with that outside hand, go around him. Don't try to make the pick where something crazy could happen, bounce off your helmet, something like that. Gannon read it perfectly, waited for the ball to get there, jumped around, used that right arm. Now Larned has to punt.
Larned has their punting unit out there, back deep for Southeast of Saline, Gannon Jacobson and Tucker Thaxton, junior and senior respectively. Here's the punt. It's a low-line driver. It will not even get back there to the return team as Jacobson just watches it roll in front of him and not even make it to the 50-yard line. So Southeast of Saline will come out. They will take over at midfield at the Larned 49-yard line. And our chance to remind you, Southeast of Saline's Booster Club helps bring you live coverage to showcase exceptional student activities and build that purple power. It is always a great day to be a Trojan. Crazy start so far here in this first quarter as we catch our breath here.
And it's good. It was good to see Southeast, I would say, score on it, not only in the first quarter, but you get that out of the way in your first play of the game. So now that monkey is off your back.
First down and 10 from the 49-yard line in Larned territory. Southeast of Saline has a man in motion. It is Douglas. They will give it to Gebhardt. His second carry of the night. First one was a 35-yard touchdown, and Grady Gebhardt on this second carry will get 4 yards.
Good hard run right there by Grady, and once again it takes you see 4 white jerseys getting up off the bottom of that pile, and that's how many it takes to bring Grady down.
Good weather tonight for football. 61 degrees, southeast wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Those game conditions brought to you by the Kniper Agency of Farmers Insurance. Gannon Jacobson takes the snap here, wants to go deep, left-hand side. Tucker Thaxton has it at the 20, tries to cut back in at the 15. He's hit by an Indian and dropped down inside of that Case IH red zone, brought to you by Can Equip in Solomon.
And Gannon let that thing rip well before Tucker even knew that ball was coming. Lets it fly, gets it out. It looks like we got a timeout on the field.
34 yards on that pitch and catch from Jacobson to Thaxton, and Larned wants a timeout. We'll step aside quickly, back with more Trojan football after this. But we'll keep it right here. Again, good weather tonight for this game. And really kind of getting in that season now. We didn't talk about it a whole lot in pregame, but it's first day of November, and that's kind of where you want to be, right? You want to play on the first Friday and the last Friday of November if you're southeast of Saline. So Southeast here, they're fortunate enough this year in the new format to go through and have home field advantage. So as long as they're alive and playing football, they will be right here unless it could be that state championship game that is scheduled for the last Friday. It is the Friday after Thanksgiving at Hutchinson Community College. 2A is not in Salina this year. Jacobson from the 11 takes the snap, pitch out right-hand side. Gebhardt has some space, has Watkins out in front. Gebhardt cuts it back up inside, and he will dive for the goal line, and he will score. Grady Gebhardt into the end zone as he is able to score from 11 yards away.
Yeah, great job right there by Grady Gebhardt, bouncing off of one tackler and just kind of bulldozing up in the middle and then just lunged forward over the goal line for the second touchdown of the night.
3 carries, 50 yards, 2 touchdowns for Grady Gebhardt. Here's the 2-point conversion attempt. End around, they put it in the belly of Thaxton. He's trying to stretch it out. Now he's going to dive, go ahead, and get to the goal line, but they're going to say he is down just short of the goal line. So with 7:52 left to go here in the first quarter, southeast of Saline now goes back-to-back touchdowns as Grady Gebhardt into the end zone from 11 yards away, his second touchdown of the night. And southeast of Saline so far here tonight, they are 0 for 2 at the 2-point conversion, but they still lead 12-6. Other games tonight across the area for you. It's a little bit confusing because some of these teams are playing games that matter. They all matter, but some of them are to advance. Some of them are not having a chance to advance. We'll go over the NCAA scores here first, or games on the schedule tonight. On the Bennington State Bank scoreboard, Ellsworth is at Hoisington, Minneapolis at Beloit, Marion is at Sacred Heart, and Republic County last night in action. Their season is done. They lost to Sedgwick. Also a non-bracket game, Belle Plaine is at Lyons tonight. Other games in the area, Mankato is at El Saline in 8-man Division I action. That is the only 8-man game being played tonight. All the rest of them were played last night. Salina Central at May South, Salina South at Hutchinson, Abilene is at McPherson, Chapman at Nickerson in another non-bracket game, and Norton is at Hillsboro. This winner of this game will get the winner of Norton and Hillsboro. Here's the kick. It's going to be dropped by Cole Glazer back at the 15-yard line, but he's going to pick it up and make some headway back across the 25 here and be brought down at about the 27-yard line. So Larned, 1 of 2 on their drive so far. They were able to get a long touchdown on their first drive of the game. That was a 3-play drive. And then their second drive, they stalled out 3 and out and had to punt it back to southeast of Saline.
Yeah, a much better recovery by Southeast from that first drive where they just went 3 plays and a deep, long shot for a touchdown, settled down, typical Southeast defense, push them behind the sticks early, make them have to go far.
1 wide receiver out to the left-hand side, full backfield here for Larned. They're going to sneak it into one of the backs that was off to the left-hand side of Shaver that time. He was able to put it in the belly. That's going to be Gardner, and Gardner's going to surge ahead. He had to come across the formation, so really ran for about 7 yards, but he's only going to get 2.
Yeah, very good coverage, or very good push, up front by this defensive line. Much better job of getting off of blocks. Kind of struggled with that in the last 3 games until they started picking it up last week.
2nd down and 9. We could even call it 8. Shaver's going to turn now. He's going to give it to Cole Glazer, who comes through, busts the 30-yard line, and he's going to be brought down at the 31 for a gain of 4. Grady Gebhardt in on the tackle.
And you got to be aware here. This is third and about 5 for Larned, and we saw them have 3rd and 8 on the first drive of the game, and they were able to throw that pass where it got over the head of Gannon Jacobson. So you have to be aware that they can throw the ball like they've proved it already tonight.
3rd down and about 5 here for Larned. Again, a stacked backfield once again, no wide receivers. They go to Cole Glazer, and he's going to be arrested right away by Brody Chambers. Back at the 29-yard line, it's a loss of 3 as Chambers comes in and takes down David Cole Glazer.
There goes that man once again. Brody Chambers just doing what Brody Chambers does, just feasting on that defensive line. He was untouched as we're going to get a stoppage of play right here.
Official on the other side, maybe a substitution for equipment, or maybe they're just checking a player. They're going to have Cole Glazer go out of the game here. So something there that raised the attention of the officials.
And they're
Sherrill will come in for him.
And the athletic trainer for Southeast just came back from the Larned sideline, and now we'll probably have to make a jog back over there.
Of course, the athletic trainers from Salina Regional. Orthopedic and sports medicine. Here's the punt. And again, it's low line drive. It's a soft kick. It's going to bounce at the 50, but then take a Larned bounce into southeast of Saline territory where the Trojans will take over at their own 44-yard line. And as you said, Russ, there's the trainer from Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine going back across the field. He's getting his steps in tonight to check on the Larned running back, David Cole Glazer, also playing linebacker for them in that second tier of the Larned defense.
Yeah, and he's really a two-way player for this Larned team. You know, he very physical football player, as it looks like he's back out here now on the near side.
Okay. Yep, sure is. They're checking on somebody else over there. There's somebody with their pads off over there on the other side. Here's Jacobson, fake pitch out. Now he's going to roll right, goes down the middle of the field, and this one just behind Tucker Thaxton. We don't see that very often. The catch radius of Tucker Thaxton is that which we can pretty much bring anything in, but that one just a little too far behind him as both he and Jacobson were on the run to the far sideline, and that one falls incomplete.
Yeah, and if he catches that, he's running for a while. Gannon had some pressure in his face. It was that delayed fake pitch where he rolls out, and the outside corner stayed home on that and got pressure.
2nd down and 10. Here's the give to Gebhardt up the middle, exploring the second level. Now he's past the second level. Put this one in the books. 30 yards and nothing is going to catch him. Grady Gebhardt again into Paybert. He is going to score from 56 yards away.
1, 2, 3. That's as fast. That's all it takes for him. 3 seconds, he gets through the middle level. Those Larned Indian defensive backs had a great angle on him to pinch him off and bring him down just about 5 yards past the first down stick, and he just drops that thing into that lower gear that we've seen this year from Grady Gebhardt and just outruns all the Indians into the end zone.
You can say it quite a bit, especially with the Southeast of Saline offense, but it's been a while since I said a Southeast of Saline running back went out Bundy in the first quarter. 3 touchdowns, and he's knocking on 4. By the way, those 3 touchdowns and 4 carries, already over 100 yards.
That's a pretty good average, if you ask me.
Mercy.
Just unbelievable. The speed, when he gets past that first level, like those corners had a perfect angle on him to pinch him off, and he just drops it down. See you later.
Need to get the 2-point conversion here. They're in the swinging gate, heavy to the left. Direct snap to Gebhardt. He goes against the grain, comes back in the traffic, and Grady Gebhardt will get the 2-point conversion run. And we are off and running. Southeast of Saline, 3 touchdowns here in this first quarter of action with 5:56 left to go. Southeast leads Larned 20-6 here on KINA. Malachi Hopkins will put the ball on the tee as we get ready to go here for yet another kickoff. Southeast of Saline football brought to you by Southeast of Saline's Education Foundation. Also Kelly Kitchener Shelter Insurance. Anesthesia Associates, including the Salina Pain Clinic and Salina Medical Aesthetics, and the Appliance Center. I want to thank those folks for bringing you Southeast of Saline sports all season long. Here's a kickoff by Hopkins, taken by Larned. They're going to come back just across the 25, maybe make it to the 27, where the Indians will come out for their 4th drive already of this first quarter. This first quarter brought to you by Watkins Tree Farm. They are open Fridays 1 to 6, Saturdays 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sundays noon to 6. Just think 1 month from tonight, Russ, high school basketball will be starting in 1 month from tonight.
Yeah, and football doesn't end for another 4 weeks in the state of Kansas, so take that gap for what it is.
First down and 10. 2 wide receivers to the right here for Larned. Quarterback keeper to the right-hand side, and he's going to wish he hadn't. Back to the 16-yard line. Another big hit by Southeast of Saline's defense. It's a loss of 12.
You better be careful on that big pass play of 62 yards that scored a touchdown. They're going to be flush on the offensive stats by the end of this first quarter if they keep going backwards. Good pressure right there once again by Southeast of Saline, and Larned obviously much bigger up front, just not allowing any time back there.
Second down and a mile here for Larned. They have some time here. A couple of plays have figured out. They go heavy with receivers on the right-hand side. Shaver keeps it again. He's going to be hit by Bryson Lippold at the 15-yard line, then driven back from there. They're going to give him forward progress to the 16-yard line, and that will be another loss of 2. The last 3 carries for Carson Shaver, negative 20 yards. There's a timeout taken here by the Larned Indians. They want to talk about it. Southeast of Saline, we'll talk about it as well. And, boy, you get Larned on that big pass down the left-hand sideline, kind of get caught off guard a little bit on that opening drive. But since then, the Southeast Trojans have said, we're not having that tonight, and they have really taken this game over early.
And that might have been it. You know, they did catch them off guard maybe on that pass play, you could say. But, man, their run game, they run the ball a lot. They probably run it just as much as, you know, the Clay Center, the Beloit, Ellsworth that we've seen. And right now Southeast is standing up to that task as their rushing yards are going backwards in a hurry, losing yards, chunk yardage. These are not just 1, 2, 3 yard losses. These are 8+, 10+ yard losses on first down. Then they lose 2 more on second down. And now you're third and a country mile here at Southeast of Saline. So see if they can get something going, maybe look to throw the ball again. But obviously this defensive line doing a phenomenal job of getting pressure and hitting these running backs in the backfield, see what they can do in the pass block situation. Looks like they're going to leave Gannon kind of deep, maybe back Tucker Thaxton up right here as well a little bit, give a lot of room on this play coming up.
Larned with a third down and a country mile. They're going to kid it on the quick slant, and it's going to be complete, but no, he dropped the football. Boy, he had the slant complete that time to Tristan Regan, and Regan dropped the football. They're going to call it complete, though, aren't they? Looks like they're going to put it down here at the 26-yard line.
Yeah, they still didn't get back to the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 4th down and about 12 here, and it looks like Larned's going to bring the punt team on the field, and we'll see who gets sent back. For Southeast, it will be Gannon Jacobson and Tucker Thaxton once again.
4th and 12, as you said, line of scrimmage now at the 26-yard line. 2 of 3 now passing the football for Larned. And right at midfield is Thaxton and Jacobson. The ball will hit one of the Larned players, though, at the 50. It continues to roll, and they'll have to bring this one back. The official right on top of it as he is going to, well, I thought he was on top of it. Now they're going to bring it and put it back down here at the 39. Boy, it sure looked like it hit a Larned player there at midfield. That may be a battle that Mitch Gebhardt doesn't want to fight tonight.
Yeah, he didn't look like he was going to put any effort into that. It's now still good field position at the 39, yet the worst starting field position that Southeast has had tonight.
So the offense will come back out here. And so far, it's been a lot of great blocking and Grady Gebhardt doing some damage. They start out at their own 39-yard line. First down and 10, 4th drive of the night. Kenyon Douglas on the end around, gets back to the line of scrimmage. Look out, he might be gone. He is gone. From the 50, 40, 30, 20, 10-5, touchdown Southeast of Saline.
In a quarter of big plays, it continues for the Trojans as Canyon Douglas, for the second week in a row, has a big burst of offense, this one from 61 yards away.
The speed that we have talked about all year long from top to bottom of this Southeast roster is on exceptional display here tonight. Whether it's Grady Gebhardt up the middle, now Canyon Douglas around the outside, he outran everybody. And I don't know if anybody would have caught him even if they had an angle.
Boy, he didn't have to do much other than just run fast and look good, and he did both of those going down that right-hand sideline. Here's a direct snap now. Jacobson will take it. Now he's going to rise up and throw it the last minute. Jacobson took a hit on the back end of that play, but not until he had it unloaded to Tucker Thaxton in the back of the end zone to complete the two-point conversion. The roll continues to go here for Southeast of Saline, Russ. 4:03 left now here in this first quarter. 28-6. Southeast of Saline just piling on the big plays.
So I think I mentioned the key was that you haven't scored in the first quarter in the last 3 games. So you just make up for it and put 4 touchdowns up in the fourth quarter. So now you can balance it out, right? Isn't that how that works? You now have scored 1 touchdown in the last 4 games, but you just pile them on here. And, I mean, the offensive line is just dominating up front right now for Southeast. And it's on the defensive side as well. Those 3 guys on defense, great. The 5 up front on the offensive line, absolutely incredible so far tonight.
Here's the amazing stat, other than the 28 points. Southeast of Salina has only ran 7 plays offensively to get to that 28 points. They're averaging 4 points a play. I told Mitch Gebhardt last week they averaged 8.5 yards a play. They're trying to top that tonight with points instead of yards.
Yeah, their yardage per play right now, it might be astronomically worse than what the points are.
I don't have the capability to put that together without taking my shoes off. Here's some scores for you on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. These may or may not be area scores. Great Bend over Newton early. Also, Marion 24, Sacred Heart 0. That's at the end of the first quarter. Malachi Hopkins puts the ball in the air. He'll angle it off to the left-hand side, and once again it goes out of bounds. McPherson over Abilene at the end of the first quarter, 7-0. El Saline leading Rock Hills of Mankato at the end of one, 14-0. Hoisington over Ellsworth, 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. What else do we care about here? Phillipsburg and Kingman at halftime. Phillipsburg 8, Kingman 6. That's an interesting score.
That's real interesting because we've seen Kingman just get destroyed by a lot of teams here in the second half of this season. And, of course, Phillipsburg pulling that major upset over rival Norton a few short weeks ago.
Larned out. They will take another drive here, their 5th drive of the game from their own 35-yard line. Heavy on the right-hand side. Little look to the right by Shaver. Now he's going to come back to the left. Brody Chambers falls down as he tries to turn the corner. Shaver, though, being chased by Deacon Bear and Drew Weller, and he's going to have to throw this one away out to the right. It did make it back to the line of scrimmage, but there was an intended receiver in the area for Carson Shaver. Shaver not the only guy to play quarterback this year for the Larned Indians. He has been at quarterback in 4 games. This is his 5th game. Appearing at quarterback for at least 8 games this season, all of them in the regular season, was Mason Miller, 6 foot, 175-pound junior. He was 22 of 57 throwing the football, 2 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. From the 35 once again, 2nd down and 10 after the incomplete pass. And this is a big hit by Deacon Bear. Drew Weller also there with him. Canyon Douglas coming in from the linebacker area, and it's going to be a loss of 2. That one to David Colglazer. Defense standing up here now after giving up that big play to start the game.
Once again, Larned behind the sticks. I mean, it's been that way the whole night except for that first drive, which I would consider a busted play really on Southeast of Saline on the defensive side, because right now this defense is showing up and showing out.
3rd down and 11. From back at the 34-yard line. Shaver back to throw. Wants to go over the middle, and it nearly got reeled in. Gannon Jacobson. He was even with the receiver for Larned, but stuck his left hand in the air and almost pulled that one in at the midfield stripe. What a play. What an effort by Gannon Jacobson.
Yeah, and that's going to set Now it's going to set them down here to bring in the punt team once again. Thaxton, Gannon back deep. See if they can make an electric play once again on special teams.
4th down and 11. Here's a punt. It's going to be blocked. That one was low. And the punt team for Larned has had trouble clearing the front line, really. They've been low in line drive, and this one went right into the backside of one of the blockers up front. It's going to go down as a deflected kick, and Larned will give it up to southeast of Saline right here inside of the 25-yard line.
Trey Droege able to get his hand in there. Yeah, it was kicked low, but he didn't even have to. He just put his hand straight out. Wasn't attempting really to make a block, just kind of maybe disrupt the timing, but Trey able to get a block right there.
And a lot of times here in the past, not just this season, Southeast usually puts the return on, right? They always try to go for the return. They may have seen enough out of this Larned punt team that they sent people that time. Here's Jacobson rolling out to the left. Has that ball at shoulder's length, ready to go. Wants to go deep down the left-hand sideline. And Thaxton gets the feet in. Another long play for southeast of Saline. This one from 24 yards away. Pitch and catch. Jacobson to Thaxton.
And I don't really know what to say right now because this is a offensive display. Haven't even ran barely double-digit plays yet and are scoring just at will whenever they want. Chalk that one up to the offensive line, giving Gannon enough time to let Tucker run that double move. It's more like a post corner where he ran to the middle of the field, cleared the defender, put that right foot in the ground, and Gannon had that thing floated up in the air before Thaxton even came out of his break to go in the back of the end zone.
2-point conversion attempt coming up. Again, they go swinging gate, left-hand side. Gebhardt in motion. Jacobson takes it. He wants to go that way. Nobody picked Grady up, and he's going to be in the end zone untouched for the 2-point conversion. So back-to-back 2-point passes now by Gannon Jacobson. This one goes to Grady Gebhardt, and Gebhardt able to get another 2-pointer in, and southeast of Saline has gone now for 36 first-quarter points. And our chance to remind you, southeast of Saline football is brought to you by the Laundry Technicians. Also, Stardust Trophies and more, the Bank of Tesket, APAC Shears. They do more than just highway construction. If you need a new driveway at your home, APAC Shears also does residential. Also, Isaacson Truck Line and Salina Regional Health Center, Orthopedic, and Sports Medicine. Don't forget, every night during the playoffs here on KINA from 10 until 11 o'clock, we'll have the high school football scoreboard show, scores and game wraps from across the state of Kansas for an entire hour from 10 until 11 o'clock. And that is brought to you by Salina Surgical Hospital. 3 minutes left to go here in this first quarter, 36-6. Larned had the first points of the game. Since then, southeast of Saline has rattled off 36 straight. Malachi Hopkins gets ready to tee it up once again. Hopkins has had a personal battle with that sideline so far tonight. This one's going to go to the left-hand side again. This one's going to be taken and brought down at about the 28. A return that time by Deacon Martin for Larned. Going to stay at the 27-yard line. So good return there.
Bryson Lippold getting that tackle right there on the sideline and kind of slipped out a little bit. Quite a bit of rain here in the area the last few days down on the field before the game as I walked around it. Really in really good shape out here tonight.
Maybe the best that it's looked this year, honestly, as far as green. But, yeah, you're always concerned, right, if you're going to host a long string of games, which Southeast hopes to do, about field conditions and having the optimum performance field surface for later on when the games mean more.
Offense keeps up like this, they're going to set green grass on fire with as much as they're going.
Only one in so far. Larned hasn't been able to cross the midfield stripe. Southeast of Saline has only worked on that side, the same side of the 50. Here's a pass play for Larned. They sling it out to the right-hand side, but a flag in the offensive backfield will be holding against the Indians, so that will back them up.
Yeah, and they could have called that on really anyone. Drew Weller about had his jersey ripped off. Brody's down there adjusting his jersey. That was being pulled from behind. But once again, a negative play by Larned with the negated play with the holding call. Now you got 1st and 20 once again.
So back them up. Larned, to say that they've been behind the sticks tonight has been an understatement. As you said, now 1st and 20 as they go back inside of the 20 to the 17-yard line. 3 wide receivers to the left. Gardner stays in the backfield as we have a stoppage in play once again. The official on the far side at the Larned sideline asking for a respot of the ball. They were a yard off, so they're going to make that change. And everybody else will adjust as well.
And Southeast is getting all this pressure. They haven't really blitzed at all tonight. It's been the 3 guys up front carrying this defense.
Snap back to Shaver. He goes out on the screen, left-hand side. This one's going to be caught, but it's going to be a short-lived play out there on the left-hand side. Completion that time goes to Colby Lang, the freshman, and he was able to get a couple of yards on that play.
Good job right there flying around. Killian Vaughn going all the way on the other side. Marion Hollop Jacobson was the one who actually made that tackle from deep in his secondary spot, reading that one extremely well.
2nd down and long still. Football setting at the 20. 2nd and 17 approximately. Here's the snap back. Shaver looking to the right the whole time. He's going to unleash it. There's a flag on the play again in the middle of the field. That's Kenyon Douglas was out here on coverage from his linebacker spot that time, trying to cover up Deacon Martin. The ball went incomplete, but it's another holding call here against the Indians. So Larned this season comes in 2-6. Last year, though, they were 6-3. In head coach Brady Keith's first year. The football goes back here to the 20-yard line. Southeast of Saline declined that penalty. They took the down away instead. Now 3rd down and approximately 17. 3 receivers again to the right for the Indians. Gardner stays in the backfield to block. Shaver has to step up. He's going to let it go. It's deflected straight up in the air, and then the ball comes down on the turf, incomplete. Deacon Bear gave it a chase there. Thought he might have an interception, but the ball hits the ground, incomplete. Brings up 4th down once again for the Indians.
I think it was Drew Weller that was able to get his hands up right there. He was in the area. Deacon was also in the area as well. But, I mean, look at it once again. 4th down, 20, 18 yards here to go. A negative drive once again for Larned.
Punt formation, Thaxton and Jacobson standing at their own, at the Larned 45-yard line. Now they're going to back up to midfield. They're just going to let this one roll. Thaxton's going to escort it back, and it's a big Larned bounce. It's going to gain another 17, 18 yards on the bounce, and Southeast of Saline will have this football at the 34-yard line. Still in the first quarter here, Southeast of Saline, big plays so far. That's been the name of the game. And we are just inside 2 minutes left to go in the opening quarter. 1:52 left to play here in the first period. Southeast of Saline leading at 36-6.
Yeah, and I don't think right now Southeast is interested in taking that foot off the gas. Is right here starting at their own 34. Like you said, just under 2 minutes to go. What feels like a first quarter that is taking an extremely long time with as many points are being put up on the board here.
1st down and 10 for Southeast of Saline. Their own 34-yard line. Here's Jacobson. Little read option. He's going to take it up the middle, and he's going to be cut down after a gain of about 9. This is the worst field position starting-wise for Southeast of Saline on offense tonight. That is Gannon Jacobson's first carry of the night, and it goes for 9 yards out to the 43.
Yeah, and Gannon was about a half second away from busting that one free up the middle as well for another big chunk play for Southeast.
2nd down and 1 on their own side of the field. Southeast of Saline at their own 43-yard line. A receiver to the left. Little pump fake. Thaxton got him. The ball can get there. Thaxton goes up and brings it in. Another highlight catch by the senior. Tucker Thaxton goes up and brings it down at the 29-yard line.
Great throw, great catch. Even better job up front by the offensive line. As I turn to look back to how the offensive line is blocking, there is 3 Larned Indians on their back. And they're just, Southeast, Brody Chambers was one of them, just shuffling his feet, looking for the next guy to come in that area. So chalk that one up to the offensive line.
It looked like maybe that ball slipped out of Jacobson's hands when it came out, because that could have been a touchdown. Here's Grady Gebhardt again, stepping out left, 25, back to the middle, test the waters there, nearly gets away, but he is well in to that can-equipped red zone. Case IH You can find them at your local Can-Equip dealer that is now at a state-of-the-art facility along I-70 at Solomon. Go check it out. It is an impressive facility. So another big carry here by Grady Gebhardt to the 13-yard line. That was a gain of 16. 122 on the ground so far for Gebhardt. Here's the inside handoff, Kenyon Douglas. He already has a touchdown tonight. He's going to string it out right, cuts it in left, and he's going to score again. 2 carries on the night for Kenyon Douglas, and he has 2 touchdowns as he starts to feel the rhythm of this offense over the last few weeks.
Yeah, and just a great job. What a patient run by Kenyon Douglas right there. He got out to the outside and then almost just completely pulled the e-brake, came to almost a dead stop until one block could free up, and then he just mashes it up and goes right in that last 3 yards for a touchdown.
Kenyon Douglas breaking off a dozen yards, 2-point conversion. Jacobson rolls out to the right. Now he's going to peel back, come back to the left, back of the end zone toss, and a 2-point conversion is good. Crafty maneuvering there by Gannon Jacobson as he finds Tucker Thaxton in the back of the end zone. But it comes after Kenyon Douglas goes on a 12-yard touchdown run. And now, after having a rough start on 2-point conversions, it is going to be 3 for 3 now on 2-point conversions for the Trojans. As that time, Jacobson was able to find Tucker Thaxton in the back of the end zone, and now 44-6 is our score. Everhart Precision Ag, a proud supporter of Southeast of Saline activities. They're your local channel seed dealer. Contact Matt Everhart for soil sampling and a lot of other great services they provide. Everhart Precision Ag tonight, a proud supporter of Southeast of Saline football.
It's your touchdown drives. 1 play, 3 play, 2 play, 1 play, 1 play, and then they took forever on that one with just 4 plays. Just
yeah.
Just a great start. You know, Larned comes out, thinks they got all the momentum. They run a 3-play, they throw a 62-yard touchdown pass on their 3rd play of the game, and then on the next 3 plays for Southeast, they scored touchdowns.
It's been an outburst, to say the least, here for Southeast of Saline. And we give all the attention to the offense because that's what's on the scoreboard, but the defense is doing their job in the middle. Malachi Hopkins tonight kicking the ball has been out of bounds as much as it's been inbounds. I know that was one of the concerns of Mitch Gebhardt. Here's a score of interest in 2A. Garden Plain, a team that, Russ, you and I have kind of kept an eye on as we check the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. They have 2 losses this year. They are in the West bracket. They have lost to 2 state champions. They lost to the 1A state champion in Conway Springs. They lost to the 3A state champion in Cheney. And tonight so far, Garden Plain beating Douglas 28-0.
Yeah, and you and I have been kind of watching that Garden Plain team, and they have been very impressive all year long.
Norton was getting a lot of attention because of the undefeated records, but Garden Plain is there, trust me. First down for Larned. They start out here at their own 35-yard line, trying to get a successful drive to go here. They're going to flank it out on the screen to Gardner, right-hand side. He's going to turn it upfield and get a couple of yards.
Another update you may have touched on, I don't know if you mentioned the Norton score. Norton and Hillsboro, of course, the winner of this game will play the winner of that game into the first quarter. Norton up 7-0 on Hillsboro.
We thought that'd be close.
Hillsboro's going to come in and probably throw the ball all over the field, and Norton really built to defend the run, which is what they seen, and then they saw Phillipsburg, and Phillipsburg had a quarterback, had a night that night.
We're at the end of the first quarter here. Let's step away. You're listening to Southeast of Saline Trojan Football, and it's brought to you by Everhart Precision Ag.
Fans, this is Angela Gebhardt, proud wife of Southeast Saline head coach Mitch Gebhardt. Just like the Trojans strive for excellence on the field, the Bank of Tesket goes the extra mile to offer top-notch checking accounts that fit your style. Whether you're managing your day-to-day expenses or planning for the future, our checking accounts are easy, convenient, and tailored for you. Plus, with your local roots and friendly service, we're here to support you every step of the way. Go Trojans!
Bank of Tesket, member FDIC. At Maury Clinic Sports Medicine, we are available when you need us most. I'm Dr. Andrew Westbrook, and I am the sports medicine physician at Maury Clinic. I see patients of all ages and help them come back stronger than ever. From broken bones to joint pain, my team and I are committed to help you do more. For those with sports injuries, come see us at our sports medicine walk-in clinic Monday and Thursday mornings from 8 to 9 a.m. Prevent, recover, and strengthen so you can perform your best. Maury Clinic Sports Medicine. Make your move with confidence.
You're listening to Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
Welcome back here to Steve Fritz Field on the campus of Southeast of Saline High School. Devin Haney along with Russ Kossel, Brian Dennett providing that live stream video paired with the radio broadcast, free of charge, presented by Everhart Precision Ag. Second quarter brought to you by our friends at Salina Septic Service. There are big changes coming on the way. Cole and Callie have been really busy. Haven't even really got a chance to see or talk to them lately. But there are big changes coming on the way for Salina Septic Service. Watch out for that. Here's Larned in middle of the field. They're going to have a first down pending the flag that lays back at the 39-yard line.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to get an ineligible man downfield here. As one of the linemen kind of moseyed his way down the field, as Devin indicates that it's going to be an illegal man downfield, and that's exactly what they're going to call. Oh, okay. He confused me right there.
He didn't change quarters. He was still – his right arm was so used to going that – I'll shut up.
Well, their arms in the first quarter are used to both of them going up in the air is what it's been used to.
Yes,
but
sir.
Flags have been a plentiful tonight for Larned.
Settle back the Indians up here to the 30-yard line.
Brings up first down and 15. Ball is on the 30-yard.
We're sitting at 7:50 p.m., and that was the first play of the second quarter.
I don't know what's going on here. The ball and the ball marker on the chains on the far side are not lined up. The officials are huddling around the football, the 30.
I think I know what they're doing there. They marked off the 5 yards. They had 2nd and 8, so it's only a 5-yard penalty. It wasn't from where the first down stick was, so I think they're going to move it back up now.
So in a contest of who is right, nobody really was because they both had to move, right? Second 13. Ball at the 32-yard line. 44-6. Southeast of Saline leading with a huge first quarter. Shotgun snap back. Shaver wants to go across the middle. Same play they just ran, and it's open again. This time there is no holding. Big hit on the quarterback by Brody Chambers as Carson Shaver has to have a couple of his linemen help him up.
Yeah, Shaver took a shot right there as Brody Chambers is now getting a word from the official right there. But Larned's second first down of the game, the first one coming on, getting that touchdown pass on their third play of the game.
That one also to Deacon Martin, who had the long touchdown of 62 yards to start this game for Larned. From the 46, option play, right-hand side. Gardner has it. He's going to take on a tackler for Southeast of Saline right at the line of scrimmage, and then he's going to get forward for about a yard. Malachi Hopkins in there on the tackle for Southeast of Saline. Good one-on-one open field tackle there by Malachi.
Yeah, the quarterback Shaver had no interest in keeping that football as really 4 purple jerseys bearing down on him. Now Grady Gebhardt going to check into the game.
I think the rotation has begun, which they rotate anyway. Second down and 9. Shaver this time with plenty of time, and he's going to put one over the head of his intended receiver that time, looking for Mason Miller, and it's incomplete.
I think he wanted to go down the middle to the other one, but then he saw Gannon had bracket coverage with Tucker Thaxton. Gannon over the top of that receiver streaking down the middle of the field, but once again, 3rd and long here for Larned.
3rd down and 9 coming up for the Indians. They are at midfield, their own 47-yard line. We'll have comments from Mitch Gebhardt as he heads into the locker room right before halftime. Here's play action. Brody Chambers again on Carson Shaver, and he's going to take him down. They're going to give Shaver the 37-yard line. It's going to be a loss of 10 on the quarterback sack from Brody Chambers.
Yeah, and Brody's just feasting right now. I mean, this offensive line is doing everything they can to try and really anything. They've tried holding. They've tried running around. They've tried running linemen downfield on pass plays and still unable to do it.
Once again, back deep, it is Jacobson and Thaxton. The punt coming from the 25-yard line. This one popped straight up in the air. Jacobson comes up and does his best slide impression on a fair catch at the 46. So another good field position starter here for Southeast of Saline, who has scored on every possession so far. Those possessions have not been long possessions.
Yeah, got some more rotations coming in. Trey Droege coming in on that offensive line. Garrett Kuhn as well on the right side.
Caden Berrigan still out here on his usual spot out at the right. Checks with the official on his alignment. Pistol formation. Gebhardt directly behind Jacobson. Jacobson on the play action. Coming out now, it's going to be Berrigan. Little quick out, slips the tackle. First down, he's going to head to the 40-yard line. They're going to give him the 39. That'll be a quick, nice pitch and catch. Jacobson to Berrigan for 15 yards.
Yeah, and Caden ran an excellent route right there, about 15 yards, planted the foot in the ground, came back to the football and didn't wait for it, and then put on a move to get a few extra yards.
Not a lot of corners are going to stick with that, as KB came out and, as you said, just slammed on the brakes and stopped that route. Jacobson this time rolling out to the left. Now he's going to set up shop, goes over the middle of the field. Evan Watkins has it, and Evan inside the red zone with a second effort. He was able to get through two Indians and land that right in the Caniquip red zone. Nice job there as Jacobson that time finds Evan Watkins for the first time tonight.
And the offensive line doing a good job on that rollout, just sliding down that line of scrimmage. You run the risk of your lineman trying to go find somebody to block, and they did a good job. I noticed Trey Droege looked like he was going to take off running, then kind of backed up and did a great job getting back at the line of scrimmage.
To the 18-yard line, Southeast of Saline, full on the right-hand side. Jacobson wants to go over the middle. Tucker Thaxton all by himself catching touchdowns. Thaxton has his first touchdown of the night. It's from 18 yards away, and Southeast of Saline is on the board once again.
And I'm no coach by any means. I do watch a lot of film with you, as we do, and I don't know ever have I seen somewhere where you're going to leave 22 that wide open in the middle of the field. Just we've seen that play. We've seen that route ran so many times this year, and that may be the easiest pitch and catch that Gannon Jacobson and Tucker Thaxton have had this year.
9:21 left to go second quarter. 2-point conversion pending here. They are heavy. The gate set up on the left-hand side. Watkins flings it back to Gebhardt. Gebhardt looks at a crease, now tries to bounce it out, and he will be cut down incomplete. So we will take another break here. 9:21 left to go as we're just into the second quarter. 50-6 now, our score here on KINA.
Precision Passes and Everhart Precision Ag are your experts in grid soil sampling. Everhart Precision Ag does all the sampling and data analysis in-house, keeping it local and close to the farm. They're also your local channel seedsman, selling all seeds with an emphasis in corn and soybeans. Trust Matt Everhart and Lane Hensley at Everhart Precision Ag, serving Saline, Dickinson, McPherson, and Ottawa counties, and also supporting Southeast of Saline Trojans. For more information, visit everhartprecision.com.
You are listening to Southeast Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
Southeast Trojan Football here tonight, brought to you by Hancock Chiropractic, along with Assyria Oil and Hardware, Frisbee Construction, and Salina Ortho. Hope you're having a good Friday night wherever you may be listening or tuning in on live stream video. SalinaPost.com, you can see the video and the radio broadcast paired together, sponsored by Everhart Precision Ag. 50-6. Hopkins will put this one straight up in the air. It's end over end. Larned calls for a fair catch, and they will be granted a catch here at the 29-yard line. Just impressive night so far, Russ, for Southeast of Saline, as they just continue to pretty much do whatever they want.
Yeah, I mean, they've done it on the ground. Gannon's done it in the air. We've seen Tucker with a spectacular catch over here on the near sideline on the last two drives ago. Grady Gebhardt going trifecta, in the first quarter. It's outside, inside, through the air, really however you want to do it right now if you're Southeast.
From the 28, Larned, first down and 10. They are in a tight formation, middle of the field. Mason Miller has it as he tries to counter out to the right-hand side, and he is chopped down immediately by Canyon Douglas. Also Deacon Bear in there as well at the 25-yard line. That is a loss of 3.
Yeah, another loss, another first down behind the sticks play for Larned, and it's up front, it's the corners. The safeties now are playing better coverage on the pass plays. Really, after that first play, the third play of the game that Larned had kind of maybe sparked them a little bit that we're not going to give up anything else.
2nd down and 13 from the 25. Larned inside handoff this time. Cole Glazer has it, and he's going to surge his way behind a couple of blockers out to the 28-yard line. That's a gain of 3 back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're going to give them, looks like maybe an extra yard there, because now it'll be 3rd and 9 for Larned, and unfamiliar territory, not so much for Larned. They've been playing 3rd and plus, 2nd and plus really all night.
3rd down and 9 here. A couple of big receivers, one on each side. As Larned operates from the left hash, they go that way, and the receiver that time heard footsteps as he was in a sea of purple. Killian Vaughn shadowing him that time. Tucker Thaxton came up in preparation for that pass as well that went incomplete.
Yeah, he kind of looked like he was going to stick both arms out to try to catch that, and then both of them came right back into his body, and he kind of went into right on his tail right there just to eliminate that big hit that was coming on that play.
4th down and 9. Larned once again in punt formation. Here's the low line drive kick again. Jacobson will take it here at the 45-yard line. Angles right, has Tucker Thaxton for a blocker out in front. Another big block here for Southeast of Saline. That one's going to draw a flag. Jacobson still on his feet, and he's going to go down at the 15-yard line. A block at the 40 for Southeast of Saline drew a flag, and an Indian is still down.
Yeah, there was a massive collision at the 40-yard line between a few players right there, and the athletic trainer going to come out now.
Want to remind you, again, scoreboard show every Friday night. We'll do that for the month of November, and then, of course, we'll have it during basketball, too. From the Kansas Information Network, a full hour of scores and recaps from across the state of Kansas. And this year it's a lot, or this time of year, I should say, it's a lot of fun because you get to see who survived, who moves on, who continues on their trek. 40 teams in Class 2A. 8 of them did not make the bracket. So we start out 16 teams in the East, 16 teams in the West. That bracket will go down till there's 1 team left on each side. Those 2 teams will play for a state championship. You got that?
I got that.
Okay.
I mean, it took us a while to figure out what the playoff format, how you actually got your seeding, and it's good to see the Larned player get up and able to go off on the sideline there.
Devin Sherrill that time as he favors his right leg as he will come off the field, of course, to the attention and has an escort there from Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. Such a great asset to have them at every game for Southeast of Saline as they're able to help out both teams, and they do such a great job anyway. We talk about them all the time, as we should.
Halftime, that Garden Plain team we just talked about playing Douglas 34-0 at the half. At the half, Hillsboro Norton is up 20-6 at the half.
Okay. Still 2-score game there. That one's being played in Hillsboro.
Beloit, Minneapolis. Beloit 14, Minneapolis 0 at the half.
Okay. Their result earlier this season, if I remember right, was a 2-score game.
Yeah, 28-14, I believe, was the final score of that game for Beloit and Minneapolis. And just 2 teams with very similar styles. You imagine that game's probably fast-paced. Clock's always running.
Yep. Lots of handoffs.
We still got 7:51 to go before the half here.
First down. Side marker got me that time. From the 49, Southeast of Saline starts a new drive here. Ball will be snapped back. Grady Gebhardt has it. Gebhardt with a big hole, a spin cycle right in the middle of that, and he's going to surge ahead for 12 yards.
Evan Watkins just came back, and he went in motion to the far side of the field, came set, and they leave defensive lineman over there unblocked, who is absolutely enormous at 300-plus pounds, and Evan Watkins just took him off his feet right there coming across on the clean-out block.
First down after Gebhardt's big run at 12 yards. Southeast at the 40. Little play action. They floated out to Evan Watkins. He's on the run now, has 5 yards, and will get close to the first down on a 10-yard screen play from Jacobson. Evan Watkins that time with 10 yards in the passing game.
Yeah, just reward the guy who laid the clean-out block, and that last block he had was he blocked Carter Crosby, who was 6'2", 324 pounds.
Not surprised.
Yeah, Watkins, 175.
Second down and 1. Evan just a yard short of the first down. They'll go to Gebhardt this time as he brings it off to the right-hand side, breaks up tackle, and ends up inside of the 25-yard line to the 24. It's a gain of 7 by Grady Gebhardt on his 7th carry of the night.
And you always got to keep your eye on Grady when he gets to that second level. Somebody's going to get a hand on him, but it better be several Larned Indians to try to bring him down as he just continues to keep those feet moving.
First down and 10 for Southeast of Saline. Thaxton will come out. Malachi Hopkins into the game. Tucker trotting over to the right-hand side and his sideline. Jacobson has Gebhardt. Now Douglas in motion. The fake to Canyon. Jacobson now looking downfield. Scrambles out to the right. He's going to match the accelerator. Takes on an Indian, and he's going to barrel ahead to the 22-yard line. And now a late flag comes in by the official standing on that side. It was a run of about 7 yards. Let's see what the flag is about here.
Yeah, Keaton Bartley made the tackle.
Face mask. Gannon came down a little funny when he got tangled up that time with the Larned Indian. And they're going to say it's a face mask here against the Indians. And so an 8-yard carry by Gannon plus.
Yeah, because that'll be so it'll be half the distance to the goal, which will put it, now they're inside the Can-Equip red zone, put that down about the 7-8 yard line.
First and goal. Ball is on the 9-yard line.
First down and goal. Southeast of Saline, screen pass out left-hand side. Malachi Hopkins has it, and he goes in untouched. For the second week in a row, Malachi Hopkins has a touchdown from Gannon Jacobson in the passing game. This one from 8 yards away.
Yeah, just his second touchdown catch of the year and his only 6th catch of the year. He came in 5 catches for 50 yards and 1 tutty. At 6 and 2 now on the board for Malachi Hopkins, little redemption for some of these kickoffs going out of bounds. Now we're going to get an extra point try.
Okay.
Tiernan Potacik with the hold. Malachi Hopkins back to kick.
So Potacik will put it down. Lyric Lilly, the long snapper, it looks like. And the extra point blocked?
Yes.
Okay. So the kick is blocked, and we will step away for another timeout. 6:02 left to go here in the second quarter. Southeast of Saline adds another touchdown, 56-6 our score here on KINA.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
You are listening to Southeast Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
6 minutes left to go here from Steve Fritz Field on the campus of Southeast of Saline High School. Welcome back in. Southeast leading over the Larned Indians 56-6. Here's the kick straight up in the air again by Malachi Hopkins. It's going to be taken at the 33 and a big hit on the coverage team by Bryson Lippold as he's able to take the Indian down right as he brought the football in. So Larned will send their offense back out here. And a big deficit already here. They trail by 50 points with 5:59 left to go in this second quarter. Stay tuned here at halftime. It's a big weekend for Southeast of Saline cross country. Wade Castleman was able to take some time earlier and get an interview. We'll see his thoughts and, of course, wish the Trojans and Lady Trojans good luck at Rimrock tomorrow for cross country. Larned first down and 10 here from their own 33. Pitch out, right-hand side. Mason Miller has it, has a crease, and he is into the linebacker level. Good tackle there that time for Southeast of Saline. It's like Tiernan Potacek made the tackle that time as Miller was able to come out to the 38-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play. Miller 2 carries, 2 yards so far, out to the 39. Second down and 4 coming up for the Indians. 2 backs in the backfield. They want to run the option. Pitch out. It's going to be on the turf, and that ball is going to be recovered by Southeast of Saline. That was a bad pitch by Larned. They were trying to pitch it out to Mason Miller, and Carson Shaver's pitch glanced off his shoulder pad, and Southeast of Saline able to recover it here at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, Bryson Lippold was able to get on that football. It was a bad pitch. It was behind him. He tried to corral it with one arm, and he had no chance, even if he would have caught that pitch, to go any farther than where the ball hit the ground.
So first down and 10, Southeast of Saline, as they have now started switching personnel on offense. They have Amarion Holub out there. Tiernan Potacek will play quarterback. Caden Berrigan still to the right with Canyon Douglas. Potacek asking for the snap from Killian Vaughn at center. Here's Amarion Holub. He breaks a tackle, breaks 2 tackles, now cuts it back, 25-20, 15-10, and the blur that we call Amarion Holub steps out of bounds inside the red zone. Big carry for Holub.
Yeah, it's right in front of me down here, and he put on a move on this cornerback, just a little head and shoulder fake, plants that foot in the ground and gets upfield. And, man, we haven't seen the explosiveness like we saw from Amarion Holub earlier in the year. Now clicking on all cylinders right now.
25 yards on his first carry of the night. Southeast already back and ready to go. Here's the give to Holub. This time tries the left-hand side, cuts it up in the middle into the linebacker level, and a touchdown. Amarion Holub just made quick work of 36 yards in 2 carries, and he is into the end zone for Southeast of Saline.
Touchdown by committee tonight for Southeast of Saline. Now Amarion Holub able to get into the end zone for his 8th rushing touchdown of the year.
And not even a minute goes by between those 2 Southeast touchdowns. So Amarion Holub into the end zone. They'll try the extra point kick again. They were 2 for 2 until that one got blocked. Potacek puts this one down. And Hopkins' kick is up and good. Back on the positive side of things there, as we will step away and we will take a break. 5:06 left to go. Southeast of Saline on the board again, 63-6 as you listen to Southeast of Saline football and watch live stream video brought to you by Everhart Precision Ag. Another touchdown by Southeast of Saline. 62 points now on the board. 63. Forgot to add the extra point there. On the kick, 63-6, Southeast of Saline.
And it hasn't been one person tonight, Devin. It's really been this whole team, from the receivers, Gannon at quarterback, Grady, now Amarion, but all starts with that offensive line up front.
Here's a ball that bounces at the 25. Larned's going to take it on the bounce. Look out. They have some momentum out to the 40, 50, and then Malachi Hopkins is going to stop that momentum from Carson Shaver, who had a head of steam, and that's a good kick return.
Yeah, back here where the ball was caught, there was some extras going on with Tiernan Potacek was getting held, picked up, grabbed from behind, right in front of official. Not quite sure why nothing was called right there.
So first down here for Larned, their best field position in a long time, as they are at the 44-yard line in southeast of Saline territory. 4:58 left to go as we are just inside of the 5-minute mark. Option. Nope, pitch out, left-hand side. Mason Miller, a flag on the play. Miller with a big stiff arm that time, and he's going to be ran out of bounds just inside of the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Evan Watkins had that thing read like a book and came across the corner, and two guys had a hold of both sides of his jersey right there as he was going to make that play, read it extremely well, and then just clearly got held right in front of the southeast sideline.
First down and 10. See what the penalty was. Looks like they're going to back the Indians up here. Trey Droege will come in here defensively. Looks like Brody Chambers, Deacon Bear will come out. James Friesen is in defensively. Amarion Hollop has been in there most of the game. Tiernan Potacek is in there as well. Malachi Hopkins still over to the left-hand side with Bryson Lippold. Kendall Miniman in there on defense as well. Evan Watkins still in there on defense. And Ian Nicholson in there on defense. And they're taking a walk to the south as Larned has this penalty take them back to the 46-yard line. So it was a 10-yard penalty there on the Indians. Remains first down. It's 1st and 20 now from their own 46.
And once again, penalty on first down sends them way back.
63-6 our score. Still first half. Southeast of Saline. Some guys out there playing backup defense. Here's Shaver, right-hand side. It is complete at the 48-yard line. Tristan Regan, his receiver that time. Gain of 2.
Looks like that might have been James Friesen over there to make that tackle on the far side. James seems to find the football when he gets out on defense, has 2 fumble recoveries this year for Southeast.
So ball sitting at the 49-yard line.
Second down and 17, balls on the 49-yard line.
Second down. Shaver looking deep. Rolls out to the right. Tiernan Potacek with an interception. Tiernan went up and climbs the ladder at the 24-yard line.
What a play.
What a catch.
Yeah, what a play right there by Tiernan Potacek from that safety position. Just kind of playing back there in center field, and quarterback Shaver just threw it up as it looked Kendall Minimum was breathing down on him. Just throws it up, and Tiernan kind of runs up to get it and goes, oh, I think I overran it. So he just leaves his feet, goes high, points the football, lands flat on his back. You reward yourself. Now you get the next snap.
First down and 10. Tiernan Potacek now out there on offense with Southeast of Saline. At his own 23, he's going to fling it out. The pass dropped, and a flag here on Southeast of Saline.
Flag on the field.
So a false start here possibly against Southeast of Saline will cost him 5 yards.
Illegal shift, I believe, because they didn't blow the play dead, so couldn't have been a false start. There's some more changes in now for Southeast. Marion Hollum just about breaks that one right there, puts on a good move right there at the line of scrimmage and just gets brought down by the shoestrings right there. Rasmussen right there coming up to save what would have been a touchdown.
Second down and 8. Coming up. Football now at the 25. Tiernan rolling out, this time to the right, has Malachi Hopkins who makes a great catch at the 45-yard line. Tiernan Potacek out there with a 30-yard pitch and catch.
Yeah, and he's rolling to the right, which is his weak side, and what a job by Tiernan Potacek to square his shoulders, set his feet, and I thought that ball was going to be underthrown to Watkins over here, and Malachi just came out of nowhere and snared that one.
First down, Southeast. They're in Larned territory at the 45-yard line. Here's Potacek, little juke move as he keeps it, and he will be tackled down at the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 10 for Tiernan Potacek.
And
his first carry of the night. Excuse me, Russ.
Yeah, you and I talked about it. We watched this young man throughout the year, and Tiernan Potacek, and don't be confused with that small stature. He can load that thing up with the southpaw style and let it rip down the field.
First down and 10 at the Larned 35-yard line. Clock down to 2:45 left to go here in the second quarter. Here's a Marion Hollup, gets hit behind the line of scrimmage, and he cannot get away. Larned's going to earn a loss of 2 yards there. Good tackle there by a couple of Indians up front making that play, led by Kylier Green. So Hollup lost 2 on that play. Still has 4 carries for 41 yards.
Yeah, and I think that's the first negative play for Southeast tonight. And we know how Larned's offense has been with the negative plays.
Second down and 12 after that short loss. Potacek this time goes to Canyon Douglas. Douglas has a convoy of blockers as he is up near a first down for Southeast of Saline. See where they put him down here. Looks like it's going to be about the 27, and that will be a gain of 10. Canyon Douglas, 3 carries tonight. That's the first one he's had that didn't end up in the end zone of the 3.
Another update, halftime, Hoisington and Ellsworth. Hoisington still 7-0 at the half.
Hollup in the middle. Amarion, little shake and bake. Now he stretches it out to the left-hand side and gets caught and cut down at about the 5-yard line. Another big run by Amarion Hollup as the first down and goal situation going to come up here for Southeast of Saline.
Yeah, that offensive line did a much better job on that run to Amarion than they did on the play before. Good kick-out block on the far side. Like Trey Droege over there was able to get his defender turned over there and cleared that hole up for Amarion.
60 yards for Amarion Hollup. First down and goal from the 5. Potacek keeping it this time, putting his head down, going ahead.
They're going to give him the touchdown before the fumble.
Okay. He did drop the ball, and I was waiting on you to help me out a little bit there. Tiernan gets a 5-yard touchdown carry on that play with 1:13 left to go in the second quarter. What an impressive drive by Southeast of Saline, second-team offense.
Yeah, because that started way back in their own territory, and Tiernan Potacek started that drive with the interception, capped it off with the drive for a touchdown. Now we'll get Malachi Hopkins out here for the extra point. Not sure why the officials are. Oh, I think Tiernan's got a broken buckle on his helmet is what they're pointing at. It's going to be Gannon in to hold.
Tiernan will come out, get some equipment maintenance. Gannon Jacobson will come in for the hold. This isn't a bad situation either, right?
Yeah, you go from one quarterback to the other to come in there and do the hold, and I don't think you definitely don't lose anything when you swap those two guys out with each other.
Malachi Hopkins. The hold for Jacobson. Again, Larned in there to try to block it. This one goes high and to the left and sneaks just inside of the upright. 1:13 left to go. 70-6 is our score. We'll step away briefly. Back with more Southeast of Saline football coming up here on KINA and also on live stream video brought to you by Everhart Precision Ag.
Remotely?
It feels so good. One gentle touch of a handy remote or mobile app and my motor's running. And don't fret, my little pickup pal. New Image Audio installs these inside trucks too.
Oh, yeah.
You'll want it when the winter chill hits. A remote start from New Image Audio for cars, trucks, even diesels. All systems remote and cell phone capable. Nationwide coverage. Get yours at New Image Audio on South Broadway.
In Salina.
You're listening to Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
Football Friday here in the first day of November. Hope you're doing well. I want to thank you for listening and watching Southeast of Saline football. Good night for the Trojans as they have reeled off 70 unanswered points here in the first half. 1:13 left to go.
That's just 70 unanswered. Just think about what you just said.
First half is what got me.
Here's a pop-up kick that's going to go over, and it's going to be recovered by Southeast off a one bounce. Bryson Lippold will take it in, and he will have the football at the 34-yard line. That was executed perfectly, Russ, right in front of you.
Yeah, he dropped that thing right there at about the 36-yard line of Larned, and it just took the perfect hop, and Bryson Lippold just happened to be right there, and it was like a gift that fell out of the sky right into his hands.
So first down for Southeast of Saline. Canyon Douglas is going to come out of the game. Jaden Kloster will come in for him. Lyric Lilly will replace Bryson Lippold, who made that outstanding play on special teams. Cooper Westoff also in there.
Levon Hopkins now in at running back.
From the 34, Tiernan Potachik takes the snap, gives it to Levon Hopkins, covering the ball, two hands. He will twist and turn his way to the 30-yard line on a gain of 4. That's his first carry of the evening.
And you know, when he gets the ball against these big Larned defenders, that it's going to be a collision, because Levon built low to the ground, and them feet never stop moving.
Second down and 6. That was a gain of 4. 6 different Southeast of Saline players have a rushing attempt so far in this first half. Here's Levon Hopkins, his second attempt, cuts it back to the middle, and he's going to be brought down just short of the 25-yard line at the 26-yard line.
We'll see if Southeast elects to run a play here. They do not have to, and I would imagine they would not.
Football sitting at the 26-yard line, clock trickling down, 18 seconds. They do not have to run a play. And it looks like they're going to coast this one into halftime with a 70-6 lead. We are awaiting the comments of head coach Mitch Gebhardt as Russ is on the Salina Ortho sideline. We'll get coach before he goes into the locker room here, and here he is.
Coach, you give up a touchdown on the third play of the game when Larned has it, and then you roll off 70 unanswered.
Yeah, I thought, like, after that first series there, obviously, our corner made a break for the ball and didn't get to it. I mean, it's whatever, and the safety didn't cover over the top, so they got the touchdown. But, I feel like other than that, I mean, it's 70. We scored 70 points, and our defense didn't allow any more. So I feel like we were doing a good job.
I think maybe the only thing right now that you would want to see better is obviously special teams and the kickoff with the ball going out of bounds.
Yeah, it is. And then Malachi placed one. You say that, and then Malachi placed one perfectly there, right where we'd been wanting to put it. Right there at the end. So I agree.
All right, Coach. Good luck second half.
All right, thank you,
Devin.
Thank you very much, Russ, on the field with head coach Mitch Gebhardt as they go to the locker room here at halftime. 70-6 is our score. Southeast of Saline leading here at the break. We'll take a break. When we come back on the Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories halftime report, we had a chance earlier today to sit down with the best cross-country coach in the state of Kansas, and it is Wade Castleman. As his kids getting ready to go after more state titles tomorrow at Rimrock. When we come back after the break, we'll talk to Wade Castleman, revisit that interview. After this, the score, 70-6. Southeast of Saline leads it here at halftime on KINA.
Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. Everything to bling out your ride in one place, including top quality lift kits, wheels and tires, bumpers, Jeep accessories, fender flares, bed covers, bed liners, step bars, even custom painting. Knopf Auto is the and soil dealer and has many synthetics and filters in stock. Visit Knopf Auto on Facebook for specials, great ideas, and let them make your truck stick out in a crowd. Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories, supporting the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
At Maury Clinic Sports Medicine, we are available when you need us most. I'm Dr. Andrew Westbrook, and I am the sports medicine physician at Maury Clinic. I see patients of all ages and help them come back stronger than ever. From broken bones to joint pain, my team and I are committed to help you do more. For those with sports injuries, come see us at our sports medicine walk-in clinic Monday and Thursday mornings from 8 to 9 a.m. Prevent, recover, and strengthen so you can perform your best. Maury Clinic Sports Medicine. Make your move with confidence.
Fall is the absolute best time for the experts at Commercial Tire Centers to look over your vehicle. Summer was tough on your tires, and winter's coming on strong. You don't want to be left stranded with tires that aren't performing. Car, truck, SUV, trailers, farm, and big rigs. Commercial Tire will help you keep safe and productive. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
It's third down and 8 for the Trojans. They really need to make the right call here.
During the football game, it's crucial to make the right call. And in real estate, one call can bring a positive outcome from your real estate experience. Whether you're looking for real property, upsizing to make room for the family, downsizing, or acquiring investment property, call Winnell Garrettson at Salina Homes.
What a call! Touchdown, Trojans!
Buy or sell, call Winnell.
This is the Trojan Halftime Report. Coming up, a first half recap, stats, interviews, and a look at other area games. Let's head back to the stadium for Trojan Halftime on KINA.
Back here at halftime, first round playoff football action. Southeast of Saline and Larned. We step away from the football field, but not that far, as we start talking Southeast of Saline cross country. Of course, a really important time of year and the culmination of a season coming tomorrow at Rimrock. And Wade Castleman joins us now, and we got to admit, Wade, this is recorded. This is the Thursday that we're talking about this, because right now as we speak, you and the kids are in Lawrence getting ready to prepare for a big day. But, boy, let's go back and look at the regional action that you guys had a week ago, and you were able to have another successful outing. How did the last meet go for you guys in regionals and qualifying for the state tournament?
It went perfectly. We were still without Braden Walker on the boys' side, but, our young team, they stepped up to the challenge and ran really well. The weather last Saturday was ideal. I mean, it was kind of cool. Mm-hmm. It was dry. The course was fast. I mean, we had a lot of personal best times, and not just, season best, but we're talking personal best. And the course was fast, and, the kids ran exceptionally well, and I'm very pleased with how our kids stepped up to the challenge and punched their ticket for state.
I love reading your notes. You always do such a good job at the end of your results with notes to the kids or to the parents or whatever it may be, and I like looking into that. Kind of gives an inside look on what's going on internally, and it seemed like you were ecstatic with the way everybody performed. Let's first start with the girls. The first runner for Southeast of Saline, a 9th place. It was Piper Brown, one of your youngsters, a sophomore that came through in first, and she was able to help lead the team to victory. 70 points in first place. Wichita Trinity, you were able to nudge them out by 6. Heston was in third. Talk about the performance of your girls last weekend.
They just did really well. Piper did lead the way, but our girls just packed it together, which has kind of been our theme all season. I've talked about before that we don't have a true front runner, which so we're making up for that by, keeping our girls as close together so we don't allow very many people in between our girls, and which is helping with our team scores and everything. And you touched on Piper Brown, getting 9th. Our lone senior on the team, Callie Augustine, she ran over a minute PR for her high school career and ran 20:08, which was just phenomenal. And Ava McGraw ran 20:26. Anna Jackson 20:36. Freshman Aaliyah Barnaby PR'd by over a minute. She ran 20:53. Reagan Duran 21:15, and Layla Lund 22:12, and that was about a 2-minute PR for her as well. So, the girls just really stepped up and took care of business, and I couldn't be more pleased.
That is awesome, especially for a senior, your lone senior on the team, to see her performing and still setting personal records right now at the end of her senior year, kind of where it matters the most. That's got to feel great for her.
It really does. I mean, Callie has given these girls, as young as we are, we don't have any juniors on the team. So, I mean, she is our lone senior and, has a lot of experience from cross country and track and has, really helped guide these young ladies along and, has given them a lot of positive encouragement and advice, what to expect. And this is why we're doing this. And I really appreciate Callie's leadership this season.
Let's flip it over now and look at the boys' side. A second-place finish here on the boys' side. They were 20 points behind Wichita Trinity. Third place, Marysville, Cheney, and Wichita Collegiate round out the top 5. Jacob Bircher, the top Southeast Trojan runner, he finished 3rd overall. He's a junior. And then you had some guys come in kind of in a pack, 11th, 18th, 20th, 22nd. Talk about your guys and the way that they were able to run last Saturday.
They packed it together as well. They're just really coming along. I looking at it. Jacob Bircher last week was our only one that ran at state last year, and so we are very, very young. With 3 freshmen, 2 sophomores, a junior, and a senior on there. So we're young, but they're running like they're seasoned veterans, and we're ready for our last meet of the season. So, they have matured tremendously throughout this season.
You are preparing for a meet tomorrow at Rimrock. The boys start at 10:35. The girls start at 12:20. Let's start on the girls' side. Just give me an outlook there in Class 3A, what you expect to see on the girls' side, who your main competition might be for tomorrow, and what do you expect just overall in the day tomorrow when you go in?
It's going to be loaded. I think 3 of the best teams from our regional should be vying for podium, being on the podium at the end of the meet. But Norton, who is a very strong team, could be vying for one of those podium spots too and knocking somebody off. And, we can't just go in there and expect, hey, we've won it the last 4 years, and we're just going to show up and they're going to hand us a trophy. We're going to have to fight for it. We're going to have to compete to the best of our abilities and stay true to Southeast Saline cross country and do what we need to do and what we want to do.
On the boys' side, what do you expect out of there? We saw a second-place finish there at regional. You also said you were out without Braden Walker. What do the guys' chances look like tomorrow?
It's going to be tough. Wichita Trinity is still very strong. They're the defending champions. They've won it the last 3 years coming into the meet. Holcomb, who was not at our regionals, they are the favorite to win it all. So, we feel like if we compete to our abilities and we could be vying for, a podium spot as well. I don't know if we have enough firepower to, win it all, but, I believe in these kids, and I think their best races for the season is yet to come. So, we will have Braden back, and so we'll see where he's at and his fitness and everything. He's been working out and feeling better each day. So, we're going to hope for the best. We're going to roll the dice and see what happens on Saturday.
I know preparation is always big on your list, and you like to go down, the day before and just kind of let the kids hang it out, maybe bond a little bit and get things mentally ready, and also prepare for whatever may be weather-wise on Saturday at Rimrock. We've seen a little bit of everything this week. We had some weird wet stuff that was rain, I guess they call it, fall from the sky. We also had a day of wind that you got to run in, so preparation is key, and also expectation's a huge part of that too, isn't it, Coach?
Exactly. And, a lot of these kids haven't ran on this course before because we don't go to the Rimrock Invitational because it's the same week as our home invitational. So, yes, we go down the day before so we can jog the course and, get some of those jitters of the unknown out of the way and just become familiar with it. And the scenery and everything is so beautiful at Rimrock. They have statues of former KU great runners and the leaves changing and everything. They love taking pictures and everything. So this gives them a chance to do those things. And then, our plan is to go back to the motel and watch the game that is in progress as we speak right now, and just kind of bond together one last time for the season and see what happens the next morning.
Sounds like a great weekend. We expect everybody tomorrow to go out and take part in this cross-country meet and support Southeast of Saline. Again, the boys scheduled to take off at 10:35, the girls shortly after that at 12:20. And as you said, what a beautiful setting for cross-country and high school sports at Rimrock Farms. And boy, it makes it even better when you have a little hardware at the end of the day too, doesn't it, Coach?
Most definitely. So, yeah, we look forward to it, and we just thank you and, for your support throughout this season and everyone else's support that's supported Southeast of Saline Cross Country.
Very best of luck to you and the kids. It's always a great day to be a Trojan. Go get them.
All right. Thank you, Devin. We appreciate it.
That's Wade Castleman as Southeast of Saline's cross-country runners prepare for state tomorrow. We'll wait great news from Rimrock tomorrow. Once again, the guys taking off first, then the girls 10:35 and 12:20, the times respectively on that. Wade Castleman's interview brought to you by 1L Garrettson at Salina Homes. We'll be back with stats from the first half at Southeast of Saline and Larned football, and it's right here on KINA.
You're telling me your driver can turn you on remotely?
It feels so good. One gentle touch of a handy remote or mobile app and my motor's running. And don't fret, my little pickup pal. New Image Audio installs these inside trucks too.
Oh, yeah.
You'll want it when the winter chill hits. A remote start from New Image Audio for cars, trucks, even diesels. All systems remote and cell phone capable. Nationwide coverage. Get yours at New Image Audio on South Broadway.
In Salina.
Fall is the absolute best time for the experts at commercial tire centers to look over your vehicle. Summer was tough on your tires, and winter's coming on strong. You don't want to be left stranded with tires that aren't performing. Car, truck, SUV, trailers, farm, and big rigs. Commercial Tire will help you keep safe and productive. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9 in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
Hey, Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
Whether on the field, court, or operating room, experience matters. A coach loves an experienced team just like a patient values an experienced doctor. Salina Ortho has ABOS board-certified physicians with over 50 years of combined service. If you need help staying active, or maybe you just want to discuss the newest techniques and services that Salina Ortho provides, or you want to see one of their trusted physicians, visit salinaortho.com. Come see Salina Ortho, your voice, your choice, past, present, and future.
You are listening to Southeast Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
Welcome back here on the Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories halftime report. Time now to go over the offensive numbers for Southeast of Saline and Larned. Southeast of Saline leading 70-6 here at the half. And let's go over those numbers brought to you by the Bank of Tesket. Gannon Jacobson, so far in this game, and I imagine he's probably done at the quarterback spot, 8 of 9, throwing the football, 140 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Tiernan Potacek came in. He threw a pass for 30 yards, the main target of these passes thus far. Tucker Thaxton, 4 catches, 104 yards, and a touchdown. Also, Malachi Hopkins has a touchdown, 2 catches, 38 yards. Evan Watkins has 2 catches, 31 yards. Caden Berrigan has a catch for a first down and 15 yards. Rushing yardage, there's a lot of it. Grady Gebhardt, 7 carries, 141 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Also, 83 yards for Kenyon Douglas, 2 touchdowns on just 3 carries. 60 yards for Amarion Hollub on 5 carries and a touchdown. 2 carries, 17 yards for Gannon Jacobson. 2 carries, 15 yards, and a touchdown for Tiernan Potacek. 2 carries, 8 yards for Levon Hopkins. For the Larned Indians, Carson Shaver, 6 of 13 throwing the ball for 94 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. Tristan Regan,
2 catches, 12 yards. Deacon Martin, 2 catches, 66 yards, and that 62-yard touchdown. And then a 3-yard catch for Jimmy Gardner. Larned rushing the football. It's been a challenge for them tonight. Jimmy Gardner, 2 carries, 3 yards. David Colglazer, 4 carries, 2 yards. Mason Miller, 2 carries, 2 yards. Dalen Rasmussen, 1 carry, 2 yards. And Carson Shaver, 6 carries for a loss of 12 yards. Final numbers from the first half look like this. Southeast of Saline, 324 yards rushing. Larned has 7. Southeast of Saline, 170 yards passing. Larned with 94. Total offensive numbers for the first half. Southeast of Saline, 494 yards of offense. Larned with 101. And I think that tells the story of how we got to a 70-6 score here at the break. And also why the decision was made and the agreement came to, from we understand, of a running clock for the second half.
Yeah, and there was a lot of offense, and it was really spread out for Southeast of Saline. You know, Gannon slinging it around to a couple different guys. Grady doing what Grady's done all year when he's been on the field. You know, had that lapse with that ankle injury early in the season that kind of stretched onto the middle. And Tiernan Potocik coming in, that safety position, getting an interception, and then leading that long drive for Southeast in the half.
Other than the 2 quarterbacks, there's been 6 players in total with a rushing attempt. There has been 4 players catch a pass for Southeast of Saline. So the offensive numbers, all brought to you by the Bank of Tesket, very impressive, with almost 500 yards of offense unofficially for Southeast of Saline, who is scheduled to start the second half with the football. Southeast of Saline Sports here on KINA and also Salina Post Sports, brought to you by our friends at Smart Insurance with 3 locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Also Mary Maids, Suburban Appliance, Copy Co., Phillips Seed Farms, and Sage Products.
Southeast going to get the ball to start the second half, looking to continue dominance. Obviously, the second half moving much quicker now. That first quarter, you kick off just a little after 7, and it was almost a 50-minute first quarter that we had tonight.
Yeah, it was long. You look at a game like this and say, well, you had a running clock all second half. Why were you there so late? But it is scoring, and more scoring, right? This third quarter and the second half getting ready to start here is brought to you by Assaria Oil and Hardware. 24/7 pumps. You can get diesel or gas anytime. And during the day when they're open, they have just enough snacks to fill you up and keep you going on your daily activities. Here's a little squib kick on the ground. Levon Hopkins is going to pick it up. Now he's on the return, 35-40, twisting his way up to the 44-yard line, and that is where Southeast of Saline will start out there. And we'll probably see a lot of different people wearing purple here in this game, here in the second half especially, Russ.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Tiernan Potocik's going to come back out at quarterback. Levon Hopkins still in there at running back. Cooper Westhoff out there at wide receiver. Jaden Closter as well. Offensive line looks to be the same that ended the second half.
Okay. Larned's defense out on the field, and they are ready to go. 70-6 our score. Southeast of Saline starting out here at their own 44-yard line. See what Tiernan Potocik and his offense has up their sleeve. They're going to hand it off. Goes off to the left-hand side. Levon Hopkins will plunge ahead to the 48-yard line. That'll be a gain of 4 for Levon Hopkins. 3 carries so far, 12 yards.
Adam Thiel also out there, wide receiver. He's going to come over here to the near side. Going to have trips now to the near side of the field.
2nd down and 6. Here's Levon Hopkins breaking a would-be tackler behind the line of scrimmage. He runs through that, and then he plunges ahead to the 48-yard line on the other side of the 50. He goes from 48 to 48, and that is a gain of 4 yards.
Yeah, he just barely got clipped right there. That kind of stumbled down and lost his balance.
Want a fun stat?
Give it to me.
Levon Hopkins has carried the ball 4 times so far. Every single one of those carries was 4 yards.
His average is 4 yards then.
Here's Tiernan Potacek, a little read option to the left. He's going to come back to the right following a couple of blockers. Look at the patience by Tiernan Potacek as he's able to attain the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 3 and a first down for Southeast of Saline.
Yeah, he picked up a great block right there from Tristan Swank that came over and just buried a Larned Indian. That freed up enough room for Tiernan Potacek to get that first down.
Nose of the football sitting at the Larned 45-yard line. Clock continues to run as we're watching Southeast of Saline's offense out onto the field. Jaden Kloster out there. He's going to dispatch over to the slot spot over on the left. Levon Hopkins, pistol formation, directly behind Tiernan Potacek. Lyric Lilly is the blocking back in front of him. Levon going that way to the left and didn't have enough blocking. Larned's going to come in and make the stop for a loss of 2.
Mason Miller on the stop.
Yeah, Mason Miller coming up with a good open field tackle on Levon Hopkins and killed his 4-yard average right there with a loss of 1.
Yeah, just lost a yard. I had him for probably a little bit more than that. But they're going to say he got to the 46, where it's second down and 11. Again, 3 wide receivers to the right-hand side. Potacek puts it in the belly of Hopkins. Now he's going to pull it out, and he's going to twist his way again ahead to the 43-yard line. It's a gain of 3.
Like what I'm seeing out there on the offensive line, really from Tristan Swank once again, just engaging with his defender and driving him 10, 15 yards out of the play. Very big young man, just a freshman out there, but asserting some dominance early here in this third quarter.
Third down and about 8. Football sitting at the Larned 43-yard line. Southeast of Saline possibly 2 downs to pick this one up here with their second-team offense. Potacek back. Little flag pass out here to Lilly on the right-hand side. Lyric will cut it back up, and they don't need 2 plays as Lyric Lilly goes spinning down at the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 8 and a first down for Southeast of Saline.
And a good play call right there by this coaching staff. They had the blitz coming up the middle. Tiernan was able to get it, and as soon as he got it, no laces needed, just chucks that thing out to Lilly, and Lilly doing the work to get a first down.
Nice job there by Southeast of Saline to pick that one up. And they keep this drive alive here to start the third quarter, brought to you by Asserio Oil and Hardware to the 35-yard line of the Indians. First down and 10. Again, heavy on the right-hand side. Potacek to Hopkins. He has some room. Levon cuts it back at the 30, and he's going to be brought down inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. It's going to be another first down on a gain of 11 for Levon Hopkins.
Yeah, a little jump cut right there to get over a defender after about 5 yards, and goes another 6 to get a first down. Kind of came down, tackled a little awkwardly right there, but it's good to see him get back up.
Now averaging more than 4 yards a carry.
Hoisington's now up 14-0 on Ellsworth at the end of the third quarter.
Okay. First down and 10. We'll keep an eye on that Bennington State Bank scoreboard as we go through the second half here. Here's Potacek to Jaden Kloster. Kloster's going to cut it back, get it to the left hash, and he's going to put that one close to the 20-yard line. Kloster's going to be brought down after a gain of 3 at the 21.
Yeah, and Kloster read that well. He wanted to string that thing to the outside, and the block just wasn't there for that, and he just put that left foot in the ground, got up to the second level, got a good little chunk yardage there, and didn't lose any yards, more importantly.
Second down and 7 for Southeast of Saline on this opening drive of the third quarter. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Here comes Kloster again. They fake it to him this time. Potacek has to get around a big tackler that's waiting on him on the edge, and Tiernan's going to take it straight up the middle of the field. And he will be inside of the 20-yard line. Back into the Case IH red zone, brought to you by Can-Equip in Solomon.
Didn't really get into the Can-Equip red zone much in that first half.
They went right by it.
Yeah, they just ran right through it, waved as they went by.
Said, there it is. There it went.
Yeah, and some of them runs, they could still be running to the new Can-Equip in Solomon.
Football sitting at the 16-yard line. Third down and about 4 here for Southeast of Saline. Potacek's going to move a man. It's Kloster. Now he's going to hand it off to Levon Hopkins, and he is hit right at the point of attack. They might give him the 20-yard line here on a loss of 4. We'll see where they spot it, and they are going to stay at the 20.
Yeah, didn't really have a chance right there, the defensive line. It looks like all the starters, most of them still out there for Larned, so that's good for these young men for Southeast Saline that don't get to see a lot of these bigger guys at the varsity level to go against them, which they've done multiple times this year.
4th down and 7. Back at the 20-yard line for Southeast of Saline. Football sitting at the 20 here. They need to get it inside the 15 to the 13. Here's Potacik, 4th down. Quick slant, has a man, and it's going to be caught dancing around inside of the 5, and a touchdown for Southeast of Saline by Adam Thiel, the junior, as Tiernan Potacik put that right on the numbers of Adam Thiel.
Yeah, the frozen rope out of the southpaw Tiernan Potacik, and Adam Thiel ran such a good route, his defender had no idea what he was doing or where he was going, because when Thiel caught that ball, the defender just stopped and kind of turned back around and then went, oh, that was my guy, and had to keep running for him. So what a throw right there by Tiernan Potacik.
First touchdown of the varsity season for Adam Thiel. 2-point conversion to Levon Hopkins. Big collision just right at the goal line. And Larned's going to be able to keep Levon Hopkins out. But a touchdown for Southeast of Saline. Adam Thiel with 4 minutes left to go. Southeast of Saline's Trojans add 6 more. 76-6 here on KINA.
In our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
You are listening to Southeast Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
Tiernan Potacik to Adam Thiel. First score of the third quarter on the opening drive of a third quarter, brought to you by Assaria Oil and Hardware. It's the first varsity touchdown reception for Adam Thiel this season. Tiernan Potacik, Russ, coming into the game, 3 of 3 passing for 58 yards and a touchdown so far.
Yeah, he's looked really good. This game 3 for 3 coming into the night, 3 for 7 for only 43 yards passing the ball, but 3 for 3 tonight. Now you're going to get Levon Hopkins kicking off for Southeast.
And a brand new coverage team as well. Lots of clean jerseys out there for Southeast of Saline. The laundry technicians appreciate that probably. If not, they can still take care of it. Here's Levon Hopkins, little low line drive kick. It's going to bounce at the 20, be picked up by Larned at the 15-yard line. James Friesen's the first one there to arrive for Southeast of Saline at the 25-yard line. Friesen screaming down the field and makes the tackle for Southeast, at least the first one to arrive there.
Yeah, and he did a phenomenal job because he was coming down with his hair on fire. Did a good job breaking down. The returner really didn't know where he wanted to go, and Friesen just finished him off right there. So good kick coverage. Decent, pretty good kickoff by Levon Hopkins as well.
Hendricks Lund, a freshman in there now on the secondary for Southeast of Saline. Kason Clover, a sophomore, also in there. Friesen stays in as well to help out the secondary.
Josh Watkins out there as well at the linebacker spot.
Levon Hopkins also in there, middle linebacker. Carson Shaver takes the snap. He drops back, wants to unleash one. Right-hand side has a receiver wide open. That's Mason Miller, and he's going to catch the football across the 50-yard line down at about the 35.
Yeah, just a good-looking ball right there by Shaver to drop that one right in a breadbasket. Just kind of outran Tiernan at that safety spot as the clock continues to run. Under a minute now left to go.
36 yards on that pitch and catch. Miller's first catch. Shaver wants to go again. Here comes the blitz. Southeast of Saline gets there, but then it's knocked down by Adam Thiel. The blitzing by Southeast of Saline hurried that play up. Josh Watkins, the first one in there, and then the pass was let go, and Adam Thiel able to knock it down for Southeast.
A good job by Josh Watkins not giving up on the play right there and chasing Schaefer down, but an even better job by Thiel over there doing his best Gannon Jacobson impression and reaching around and knocking that ball away.
2nd down and 10 now. At the 34, Shaver back to pass, little pump fake. He has to get away from pressure, rolling out to the left. Still trying to get away from pressure, still being chased. He's all the way back near the 50, and he's going to throw this one up, and it's a wobbler that will fall down between Lyric Lilly and Adam Thiel, and that will bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Quick moving quarter with a running clock. In southeast of Saline, tacks on another 6. 76-6 is our score. You're listening on KINA and watching live stream video on SalinaPost.com, brought to you by Everhart Precision Ag.
Medicine, we are available when you need us most. I'm Dr. Andrew Westbrook, and I am the sports medicine physician at Maury Clinic. I see patients of all ages and help them come back stronger than ever. From broken bones to joint pain, my team and I are committed to help you do more. For those with sports injuries, come see us at our sports medicine walk-in clinic Monday and Thursday mornings from 8 to 9 a.m. Prevent, recover, and strengthen so you can perform your best. Maury Clinic Sports Medicine. Make your move with confidence.
The Southeast of Saline School District has a long-standing reputation for excellence. This excellence in public education has been a source of great pride and one of the factors contributing to the quality of life in our community. The Southeast of Saline Education Foundation works in partnership with the USD 306 School District and the community that it serves to maximize student potential, thereby creating a lasting legacy, not only for our children, but for our community. The Southeast of Saline Education Foundation salutes the Trojan Sports Program.
You're listening to Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
Back here at Steve Fritz Field on the campus of Southeast of Saline High School. Trojans leading big here in this one. Most of the heavy lifting done in the first half. 76-6 is our score.
The update from the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Into quarter 3, Norton 27, Hillsboro 22.
Close one, okay. Boy, we're going to have a false start here. Probably all the flags are going to come out. Half the team down the field for Larned, and they will get a procedure penalty that will back them up to the 39-yard line.
Another area score update. Abilene on the road at McPherson, making it a ball game at the end of 3, 27-20.
Okay.
Now that's an 8-9 matchup in the 4A bracket of the playoffs.
Third down, back at the 39-yard line. Shaver, empty backfield, takes the shotgun snap. Dancing around, being chased by a couple of Southeast Trojans. It's picked off by Levon Hopkins. Here comes Hopkins back on the return, and he runs into a crowd, and he gets back to the 49-yard line. Levon Hopkins on the interception for Southeast of Saline's defense.
And that wasn't an easy interception by any means. Levon's built low to the ground, and he had to go up and get that one and just snow-coned it, snared it right at the end, and brought it down. And he maybe had something if he brings it out to the left-hand side, but he has no interest in running away from contact. He's just going to take all those linemen on right in the middle of the field, and wholesale changes once again.
Third takeaway of the night for Southeast of Saline. They have 2 interceptions now on defense. They also have that onside-ish kick that Larned could not handle that was picked up by Bryson Lippold.
Still plenty of time on the play clock here, just now at 15 seconds.
Levon Hopkins will stay in the backfield now after that interception. James Friesen in front. Snap back to Tiernan Potacek. He's going to turn, hand it off to Levon Hopkins, who surges ahead for a gain of 4.
It's almost too good of a block over there on the right-hand side, and once again, Levon Hopkins with another 4-yard gain of the night, but the defender just kind of got blocked to the ground by the right side of the offensive line, and Levon had to jump over top of him. So now we're going to have some more changes here in the backfield.
2nd down and 7. Southeast moves into Larned territory. Here's a pitch out right-hand side as we have a couple of different players, and that's Tyson Keller, and he got the pitch from Ty Kniper. Couple of freshmen that time. We've seen Keller come in a couple of different times at quarterback, right?
Yes, yeah, he played quarterback in the Lions game, I believe. Almost broke a long touchdown run. Chance Nichols now going to come into the game at wide receiver.
Also Eli Olander split out to the left. Long stairs over here to the sideline. Kniper and Keller into the backfield. She said Chance Nichols in front of them. 3rd down and 4. Pitch out. Keller has it left-hand side. Tyson finds a crease. Kniper got knocked down unnecessarily probably after that.
Yeah, that was extremely late right there by the Larned. Rasmussen again unnecessarily on Kniper hitting him, and a good job right there by Keller to just get positive yards out of that. As now it's going to be 4th down for the first time tonight for Southeast.
A lot of freshmen, a few sophomores out there for Southeast of Saline, taking this play clock and game clock down as much as they can. They will line up now and get set inside of 10 seconds left on the play clock. Football sitting at the 44-yard line. Larned showing blitz. Kniper hands it off to Tyson Keller, and he's going to lose 3.
Yeah, really didn't have a chance right there. Larned brought the house, stacked everybody in the box, and just sent everybody down the field. And I think we still have to mention this, that Larned's starting offense and defense are still on the field for them.
First down for Larned at the 46-yard line.
Under 8 minutes to go now in this 4th quarter.
Hendricks Lund out there once again on defense. Adam Teal, mispronounced his name earlier. I apologize for that. I am learning as we go.
Lily's still out there. Jared Friesen's still out there.
Olander now will replace Teal in there on defense. First down and 10 for Larned at their own 46-yard line. Carson Shaver airs it out down the left-hand sideline, has an open receiver. And if Mason Miller could stay on his feet, he'd have 2 touchdowns here against this backup defense. He falls down again after making a long catch at the 23-yard line. That cuts that 46 in half.
Yeah, just ran a little wheel route over there on the far side, and Chance Nichols went for the fake on the out route, and he just cleared up the sideline. And like you said, if he's able to stay on his feet, he probably walks that one into the end zone.
63 yards now here in the second half for Mason Miller. Larned has the football at the 24-yard line. Rolling out. Shaver's going to be dropped and sacked. Boy, what a great blitz and opportunity that was by Garrett Kuhn on the sack of Larned's quarterback.
And that's a young man who has seen a lot of varsity playing time this year, mainly on the offensive side of the ball. But Garrett Kuhn, what a blitz. He was double-teamed, and that was a one-arm sack.
Elijah Kerr coming into the game for Southeast of Saline. Also, Kane Sawyers coming into the game with Ryan Weller into the game. Second down and 20. A couple of guys left early on the right-hand side for Larned. They're going to let this one go, and the pass is incomplete. 2 out of 5 now throwing the football by Shaver here in the second half.
And I think that just goes to show you, Devin, how deep. We've talked about it multiple times this year, but you got guys in there that really now these ones don't see hardly maybe the last couple minutes of game playing time, have been out there most of the second half against the starting offense of Larned and still getting pressure on the quarterback on every play. 5:30 left to go in the 4th quarter.
From the 31-yard line. 3rd down and about 19. 3 wide receivers in a cluster to the right. Shaver back to pass. He's going to step up in the pocket now. And he's going to be hit as he comes through. Looked like he had an opening, but Jaden Kloster closed that door quickly. And he will make it back, Shaver will, to the 25-yard line on a gain of 6.
Got defensive line rotation coming in. Tristan Swank coming in again. Alex Sawyers as well on that defensive line. Didn't catch the nose guard right there.
Tyson Keller coming in. He'll replace Lyric Lilly. 4th down and 12.
Mason Sanders, that other defensive lineman.
3 wide receivers to the left. Shaver looking that way the whole time. He's going to put one up in the air, and he's going to overthrow his intended receiver, and it's a turnover on downs for Larned. So Southeast of Saline will come back out here. 4:23 left to go here in the 4th quarter. 76-6, southeast of Saline. Cross country tomorrow once again. Want to remind you at Rimrock Park.
Yeah, good luck to the best cross-country coach in the state is Wade Castleman.
So. Yeah.
Wow.
He's earned it.
Looks like we're going to get a timeout here.
Timeout for Larned. We will take it as well. 76-6. Just a couple of minutes left in this one. We'll step away, come back, and finish it out. Also, comments coming from head coach Mitch Gebhardt in postgame. Stay tuned for that as we continue here on KINA.
Salina offers house cleaning services you can see and feel. Your home is more than just a house. It's where memories are made and moments are cherished. Though life can be complicated, house cleaning shouldn't be. Mary Maid strives to take the stress out of your day so you can live your life your way. With more than 40 years experience and an advanced time-tested cleaning process, they can help you reclaim time with your loved ones. Find Mary Maids on Facebook or check out their website at marymaids.com.
You are listening to Southeast Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
Back here at Steve Fritz Field, the location of the game that we can't help but to wake just a little bit here and turn an eye to the right of next week. We'll be back here on the campus of Southeast of Saline for the round of 16. As Southeast of Saline takes another step to the right of the bracket. Southeast offense here having trouble holding the Larned Indians out, who are still blitzing with their first-team defense on the field. Loss of 5 there for Southeast. It's a short team, though, for Larned. They don't have a lot of backups. You look over on the other sideline, their numbers are not that great. Two wide receivers to the right. Pitch it out to Tyson Keller. He's going to start and stop, surge ahead, almost get all that yardage back that they lost on the first carry. He'll get a couple here. 3rd down and 12 coming up for Southeast. Take a quick check of scores on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard at the end of this one. Also have offensive numbers for you. 2:40 left to go. Clock continues to run. Third down and 12 here for Southeast on offense. Back judge starting to count. Kniper's going to take the snap, and he's going to be driven back here to the 15-yard line.
David Gardner on the stop. 4th down and long for Southeast.
So 4th and long coming up here for Southeast of Saline. Clock continuing to run here. So take it down to about the 2-minute mark. Bringing Levon Hopkins on. Possibly to punt here. Hopkins getting ready to let this one fly. Good snap back to him. A little bit of pressure on it. Levon gets away a good kick. It's going to bounce past the 40. Take a little bit of a southeast bounce here to the 44-yard line. Here's a final that may surprise some people. Liberal tonight. They beat Bishop Carroll 17-6. Buhler wins tonight. Ottawa wins tonight. Marion 62, Sacred Heart 18. That's at the end of the 3rd. At the end of the 3rd also, Bishop Miege 21, Lewisburg 14. Hayes beat Andover tonight.
Got a good one for you here in Class 3A, I believe. Clay Center and Pratt was going to be a monster matchup. Clay Center wins that game 47-46.
Wow, okay. And it's already over?
It is a final.
Wow. They might have started early, though. They could have kicked that one off at 6 o'clock. Final seconds of this one. We kicked off at 7 o'clock. We're going to end here in less than 30 seconds. 76-6 our final score. We'll take a quick break and then have post-game for you at the final buzzer here. Coach Gebhardt, final offensive numbers. Larned continues to throw the ball down the field. And they're going to catch this one, tightrope the sideline, and go out of bounds, and that should do it.
No, Larned's going to call timeout.
Wow, okay.
Pass complete to Deacon Martin. Good for Larned Indian. First down. Timeout.
Let's visit here a little bit, Devin, about this game. And really the first half obviously was where it was sealed at. But a team win, everybody gets involved. Very, very minimal mistakes tonight by Southeast of Saline.
Yeah,
I can think of the one mistake on that third play of the game. They gave up a touchdown, and that's really it.
Yeah, that was the one free pass, I think, that was granted tonight, if it's fair to say that, by Southeast of Saline. After that, it was 44 first quarter points by Southeast of Saline, 70 first half points by Southeast of Saline. And, I mean, just what an incredibly strong performance for the Trojans tonight, who earned the number one spot in the West, and I think they backed that up here a little bit tonight in the first round. Next round will get a little interesting, though, because you got to figure we take this down pretty quick, Russ. We go from 32 down to 16. We cut this field in half for next week.
And you could be playing in Norton, who everybody had ranked above Southeast for the longest time early in the year.
Yes, sir. A long portion of the season they were ranked ahead of Southeast of Saline, and also set to get the number one seed in the West. Then Norton took that loss, stubbed their toe on their rivalry game with Phillipsburg. Not only did they lose that game, but they got behind in the points severely and slipped to the third-ranked team in their district. Beloit ended up winning that district, Phillipsburg second, and Norton third. So then Norton, consequently, slipped all the way to the 9 seed. And that's kind of all the talk about a potential second-round matchup between Southeast and Norton, two teams that have been ranked in the top 5 pretty much all season.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle. It's going to have offsides right there on Southeast.
76-6 our score. Larned still trying to get some points here. The clock's going to run out. Larned's going to score a touchdown with no time left on the clock.
Mitch Gebhardt very upset down here on the sideline over something. I think they missed a hold on the far side of the field big time on that play.
Doesn't matter if it's 70 or 7. He coaches with the same vigor as anything. The scoreboard really doesn't matter, and the extra point will not be attempted either, as we are at our final score. 76-12, the victory for Southeast of Saline. The Trojans go to 9-0 on the season. They punched their ticket to the round of 16, and that game will happen here on the home field of the Southeast of Saline Trojans next week. They will either play Norton, which we were just speaking of, or the Hillsboro Trojans. Those two teams playing tonight on the campus of Tabor College. We do not know the winner. At last check, it was a 5-point game. We may have a final for that before we sign off with this game here tonight. Once again, a Trojan victory. When we come back, we'll have comments from head coach Mitch Gebhardt on the field. Russ will grab him after he gets done talking to the team. We'll also have the final check of the Bennington State Bank scoreboard and stats, brought to you by the Bank of Tuscan. It's all coming up on the Commercial Tire Center's postgame report, and it's coming up after this. The Trojans with a 76-12 victory right here on KINA.
At Maury Clinic Sports Medicine, we are available when you need us most. I'm Dr. Andrew Westbrook, and I am the sports medicine physician at Maury Clinic. I see patients of all ages and help them come back stronger than ever. From broken bones to joint pain, my team and I are committed to help you do more. For those with sports injuries, come see us at our sports medicine walk-in clinic Monday and Thursday mornings from 8 to 9 a.m. Prevent, recover, and strengthen so you can perform your best. Maury Clinic Sports Medicine. Make your move with confidence.
At Vernon Jewelers, we are celebrating 140 years of our family serving yours, serving you with the best in prices, quality, and the service to back it up. You can trust us for your unique custom pieces and any repair you may need. And just because we've been around for 140 years doesn't mean we are old and out of touch. It just means we're really good at what we do. Now is the time to shop for the holiday. Come see us in downtown Salina and look for the iconic Vernon Jewelers sign on Santa Fe, here for you since 1884.
The Trojans are experts in precision passes, and Everhart Precision Ag are your experts in grid soil sampling. Everhart Precision Ag does all the sampling and data analysis in-house, keeping it local and close to the farm. They're also your local channel seedsman, selling all seeds with an emphasis in corn and soybeans. Trust Matt Everhart and Lane Hensley at Everhart Precision Ag, serving Saline, Dickinson, McPherson, and Ottawa counties, and also supporting southeast of Saline Trojans. For more information, visit everhartprecision.com.
When it rains, it pours, so it's important for you to get coverage that meets your needs. The team at Kniper Agency with Farmers Insurance can help you understand your options so you can prepare for what the forecast brings. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. Learn more by calling Stephanie, Morgan, or Tiffany at the Kniper Agency at 825-8419 to find out how they can help you protect the things that matter most to you.
We are farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Time for the Trojan postgame show on KINA Sports. Stick around for the game recap, final stats, and reaction from the coach. This is Trojan Football on KINA.
Back here on postgame, it's brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers after a big Trojan win, 76-12. Southeast of Saline was 70 first-half points tonight. They scored 44 in the first quarter, and the Trojans now move to 9-0. They have punched their ticket for the next round of the Class 2A playoffs as we await the comments from head coach Mitch Gebhardt. Heston leaves Goodland in a good one, 36-28 Swathers with just 6 minutes left in that one. Also, just kind of scouring scores here. Not a whole lot of updates. Of course, we're looking for one in particular with Norton and Hillsboro, but that has not been updated here as of late. We will definitely keep an eye on that and see if that one goes final before we get off the air tonight. But we will at least have it on the high school football scoreboard show tonight from 10 until 11 o'clock on KINA, brought to you by the Salina Surgical Hospital. That is a full hour of scores and game wraps from across the state of Kansas. Russ, we talked about it. One long touchdown, and then that was pretty much it. That was given up there by Southeast of Saline's defense. After that, they rattle off 76 straight points, and they remove all doubt early that this was going to be a contest.
Yeah, it was a dominating performance, to say the least, tonight by Southeast, and a good team win. Is a couple pictures getting taken over here, coaches with their kids. Of course, obviously a tight-knit group, and we'll get Mitch coming in right here. Mitch, 76-12. They get that scrap touchdown there at the end to call a timeout, but
we had a hold on
it. Just Devin's get a laugh out of that, but just an overall dominating performance on the ground, in the air. Defensive line played extremely well. Offensive line played extremely well.
Yeah, I felt like, we gave that touchdown early, and we just talked about sometimes you get punched in the face and how do you react to it, and I felt like our kids reacted to that pretty well. I felt like total team, and everybody got to play, and that's a big deal. I mean, those kids can talk about I got to play in the playoffs, as a freshman. So, it was a good team win for us.
And you get all those guys in, and Larned still has their first team out there on the defensive and offensive side of the ball, and you come out in the third quarter and just drive right down the field and put another touchdown up on the board. So I think you're exactly right. You get those young kids in, let them get some of those reps, and it'll stick with them forever.
Well, I really think it will. And, some of those younger guys, when they get in, their eyes are big as saucers and everything else. But as they play in the games over and over and over again, they aren't that way anymore. They get more comfortable with it and everything else. So, I think that's big for our football program. And those kids work their butts off, and we don't have JV games now. And so it's nice to be able to get them in and get some reps and understand what it's like to get to win in the playoffs.
Yeah, in your first half, you you put up almost 500 yards with your starters out there, 494-ish yards in the first half. So your starters kept rolling. More importantly, I think you get out of this one healthy as well.
Yeah, and that's a huge thing this time of year. And we talked about that at halftime with those guys. And varsity guys, I mean, they work their tails off to play in football games, and that's what they want to do. But we talked about we've got a game next week, and we need to be as healthy as we can for that game. And and they understand that, and they help our young kids. They talk to them, they work with them, and they're excited for them when good things happen. So that helps the unity in your program.
Yeah, you're exactly right. So more importantly, 1-0. Now we're 1-0 this week. Next week, more importantly, even there, back at home. You never have to leave this field, which is probably the most important thing, getting that number 1 seed now in the new playoff format.
Yeah, it's exciting, and that was trying to be implemented for the last 4 or 5 years, and when they did that, I was excited because if you go 8-0 throughout the year, I think you should be rewarded for that, and we were fortunate enough to be able to do that this year, and we get to play at home. So there's no better place for us to play. Our kids feel good about all this. They're excited to play at home, and it's good for us.
Stands are always packed with fans,
absolutely.
Sold out, people standing everywhere. Coach, have a good week of practice. We'll talk to you next week.
Okay. Yep. Thank you,
Devin.
Thank you very much, Russ, on the field, along with head coach Mitch Gebhardt. Final comments here in a final of 76-12. The final score, Southeast of Saline goes on to 9-0 on the season, and just a dominating performance here in this one as Larned ends their season at 2-7. Still don't know the opponent, still monitoring. Last check at the end of the third quarter, Norton was leading Hillsboro by 5, 27-22. A couple of finals that we do have come in, at least one. Hoisington tonight beat Ellsworth, so the Hoisington Cardinals stay alive in Class 2A. They beat the Ellsworth Bearcats 28-15. Also a score at the end of the third, May South leading Salina Central 42-21. And, of course, the score that we gave you earlier, Sacred Heart having a trouble tonight with Marion. So those are some scores that we know as of now. Let's go over final numbers here for you for Southeast of Saline in this game. Gannon Jacobson, 8 of 9 throwing the football, 140 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Tucker Thaxton was his main receiver tonight, 4 receptions, 124 yards, and a touchdown. Also catching the football, Malachi Hopkins had a touchdown, 2 catches, 38 yards. A catch for Caden Berrigan of 15 yards that went for a first down. 2 catches by Evan Watkins, 31 yards. And Adam Teal caught a touchdown of 20 yards from Tiernan Potacik. Potacik went 3 of 3 throwing the football for 58 yards, a touchdown, and no interceptions. Rushing the football is really where Southeast of Saline was really, really good tonight. They were led by Grady Gebhardt, just 7 carries, but he averages 20 yards a carry. 7 carries, 141 yards, 3 touchdowns. 3 of his first 4 carries all went for touchdowns for Grady Gebhardt. Also with a big night, Canyon Douglas, 3 carries, 2 touchdowns, 83 yards. Gannon Jacobson had a couple of carries of 17 yards. Marion Hollub came in. He carried 5 times, 60 yards and a touchdown. Levon Hopkins, 8 carries, 26 yards. Tiernan Potacik had a touchdown rush, 5 carries, 26 yards. Final numbers for Southeast of Saline, brought to you by the Bank of Tesket. 324 yards rushing in the first half. 170 yards passing in the first half. They end up with totals 353 rushing, 198 passing, a total offensive night for Southeast of Saline, who for the second consecutive game go over 550 yards of total offense, 551 the total tonight. And all those scoring plays brought to you by Dr. Andrew Westbrook at Maury Clinic Sports Medicine. Visit Dr. Westbrook at the Sports Injury Walk-In Clinic every Monday and Thursday morning for any of your sports ailments and what may be bothering you. Dominant night here, Russ, for Southeast of Saline as we put this one to bed in post-game, and we know that game number 10 is right around the corner for the 5th consecutive season now. Southeast of Saline goes to 9-0.
Yeah, it was just a dominating performance. You know, we kind of looked at each other after that first drive that Larned had, and okay, they showed up to play, and boy, did these kids respond extremely well. Is coming out and just scoring 70 unanswered. When you said that, I about dropped the microphone down on the field because you just don't do that. It doesn't, regardless of who you're playing at any level, to score 70 unanswered points, and they didn't really even give up very many yards in between those 70 points that they put up. So tackled a lot better tonight. sized per se to this Larned team, who was very big up front, but I think who was the biggest up front was Deacon Bear, Brody Chambers, Drew Weller on that defensive line, really winning the battle and causing all that chaos up front. More importantly, you're healthy. You get out of this game, everybody's healthy. Nobody got dinged up at all. It was a clean game for Southeast. Didn't have very many penalties tonight, so that's a win as well.
Definitely the type of effort and the type of outcome you want to have as you enter the playoffs. And I think, you just keep setting the standard right. We've seen this over the last couple of games with Southeast. They have looked really, really sharp. We had a couple of games in there that they didn't look that great. They weren't taking care of the football at Hillsboro. They've had some things just here and there with not a lot of penalties this year, just kind of the timing of penalties. None of that happened tonight as they go ahead and they cruise for a victory 76-12 over the Larned Indians. So Southeast of Saline now goes to the round of 16. We will have that game for you presumably Friday night. They can always bump games to Thursday or earlier just because of travel, but we presume that one's going to be next week on Thursday night against either Hillsboro or the Norton Blue Jays. Don't forget about the high school football scoreboard show coming up tonight at 10 o'clock, a full hour of scores and game wraps from across the state of Kansas. Eric Peterson will give you all the advancers and all the teams that had their season ended tonight across the state of Kansas on the scoreboard show from 10 until 11 o'clock, brought to you by Salina Surgical Hospital. Busy weekend of sports here on KINA and also on Eagle Radio Salina between KINA and 99 KG and also KG Prime. Kansas Wesleyan has basketball and football tomorrow. It's football first here on KINA, then a doubleheader of women's and then men's basketball here on KINA as Tyler Henry and Sam Henderson take you through that. And then on Sunday, nothing going on 99 KG, but we do have NASCAR racing here on KINA. Monday on both 99 KG and KINA, we will have Kansas City Chiefs football against Russ's Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's a Monday night football game. Pregame starts at 6 o'clock here on KINA and also on 99 KG. That comes your way on Monday. That'll do it from Steve Fritz Field. Live stream video provided tonight by Brian Dennett and also presented free of charge by Everhart Precision Ag. Want to thank them and always a great Southeast of Saline supporter. For Russ Kossel, Brian Dennett, my name's Devin Haney saying thank you for joining us and thank you for your patience as you listen tonight. 76-12, the final score, over 550 yards of total offense for the Trojans. We'll turn around and do it again next week. Join us for more Trojan football next Friday here on KINA.